During high school, I played junior hockey and still hold 2 league records. Most time spent in a penalty box, and I was the only guy to ever take off his skate and try to stab somebody.
everyone, and welcome to the official Action RPG live stream. My name is Aaron, owner and operator of the YouTube channel Action RPG, and we are officially in pre-show. 90 minutes, an hour, all right, 86 minutes until we bring on Mr. LaRue and Mark, CEO for Hell Clock. Nice headphones. When I do podcasts, I gotta wear headphones. It's like the professional thing to do. You know what I mean? So, podcast tonight, 5 p.m. PT, or you could just, people always say, why don't you just put a clock on the screen? So I put a clock on the screen. Because again, I'm so professional. How is everybody doing? Smart. Subathon. No, it's not. No, this clock does not go up. It only goes down. And this is for the start of the podcast. DMing trading. Guys, it's a hell clock. This is a hell clock on the screen. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, who's here already? Cajun, VC, Toxic, Big Guy, Jergy, Cajun. Said Cajun twice. Hello, Cyber, Mark, Richard. What up? Log out, Stav, how are you guys doing? Anger, what up? I'm back. Did you miss me? Hello, Battle Bunny. Welcome back. Where were you? Business trip? Devil Dog. Yo. Brow, how are you today? Brow, is this game acceptable or should I go back where the wind meets? Frey, what up? DJ, hello. Aaron, is it true that there's an Asian developer on LE now? How are you feeling about this? I have covered it so much. You can find all my reactions in the VODs and on the YouTube channel. Today, we're not talking about Last Epoch. Wait, are we talking about Last Epoch the whole time? Are you Damage Captain TLI yet? Yes, of course. He's already yelling. I'm not yelling. I'm just getting started. Not getting started yelling. I'm just getting the stream started. Who else is here? Trevor, what's up? Hoofbrent, hello. Doom, what up? Dig, congrats on 100,000. Thank you. Thank you. MC, I'll be back for the pod. Super pumped. Thinking about picking up Hell Clock today. Should be a good stream. Should be a fun podcast tonight. For a person doing less than half day's work, you are very angry. I'm not angry. Sir, by saying you're not going to talk about something, it's actually talking about something. Is that how it works? That's not how it works. Guilty, what's up? Any valid minion builds so far? In this game, Bananas, people will play the minions use your split shot. He's mad because he's not playing Last Epoch. That is incorrect. I've actually had a fantastic day. I woke up this morning, made a Titan Quest 2 video. And by the way, tomorrow we're thinking is going to be huge Titan Quest 2 news. Like, big, bada boom, Titan Quest 2 news. Big where they're on social media saying you should clear your weekend calendar. That's my, like, excited face when I'm doing that. All right, never mind. Made a Titan Quest 2 video. And then me and my daughter Mia, my 10-year-old, we loaded up our mountain bikes and went to the Boise River. And it was one of the first time we actually used the mountain bike for its intended purpose, riding it on dirt. So me and my daughter rode up and down the Boise River on our mountain bikes and had fun. Boise River with the bear. No, I did not have any bear flashbacks. Then we had lunch, came home, prepared for podcast, and now pre-show is kicked off. So yeah, it's been a great day. It's been a great day. PTSD. I do not have... Just because I was a bear at one point in the river.
We're laughing so hard.
Doesn't mean I can't go there.
Defect. Oh, I can't believe. Oh my gosh, he's having his like. Okay.
I didn't have it prepared. It's just saved on my desktop. I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay, so for the next hour and 21 minutes, we'll be talking Hell Clock and preparing questions. Now, we already got a bunch of questions prepared, but if anybody has a question they would like me to ask to Mark, CEO for Hell Clock, feel free to put it in the chat. I'm not a professional flapper, okay? All right. Green Ranger, hello. Kaiser, what up? So that's the plan. Play some Hell Clock, gather some questions for the next hour and 20 minutes. Bring on Mark, and then, yeah, it should be good. Do you miss the river? For Mark, do you want to see Aaron as a bear in the Boise River? This is going to be a fun pre-show. I could feel it in my bones. Hey, Brow, you'll like where me and my daughter had lunch after our mountain biking excursion. We went to your favorite, Culver's. I can feel me leaving soon. Wait, why? Diesel, you got any questions? I like the bunny costume. Culver's is goated. I know Culver's is good. Diesel, how are you doing? How was your day at work? Hopefully good. Did you miss the river? Yes, I missed the river. I like the Boise River. Do I like going into the freezing Boise River in a bear costume while my shoes are falling off, when the stream isn't working, when the suit weighs 1 trillion pounds? No. Truth be told, the answer is no. Okay. All I'm hearing are yes answers there. What? What? It's good. Another slow day. Damn. Who would have thought? When you say slow, like slow sales or just not many people came in? Or both? Dude, I gotta get like my flow back. Mana. Nut. Pecker. Hello. Welcome. Podcast starts in 1 hour and 18 minutes. Area of effect. Area of projectile duration. No, I like Pecker better. I get to pick. Phrasing? I know. Are we really done with phrasing? I'm new to this game and I was watching for a streamer. Oh, you came to the right place. Today is our podcast. In 1 hour and 17 minutes, the CEO is coming on to talk all things Hell Clock. Yup. Yeah. So today is episode 12 of the Town Portal podcast. Mark, CEO for Hell Clock, will be joining us in 1 hour and 16 minutes. It should be a really good podcast. So many enemies in this game. Go back to the Windy Meets in the Town. Is he from Brazil? Yes. Correct. Ask Mark, since a bald-headed Aaron terrified his children, any chance of a bald Aaron boss fight? Deep breaths. Wait, Aaron, are you still bald? I mean, I'm always bald. But no, I haven't cut my hair. Uh-oh.
Este artefato irá me ajudar a acabar com os inimigos do Monte Santo.
Bigger spin to win. You can always get a wig. That's true. I could get a wig. Maybe I'll already be sleeping when the podcast starts because I'm in Europe, but I bet this will be interesting. This should be very interesting. Should be very interesting. Podcast starts in 74 minutes. Oh, big area of effect. Like that. Constellation point. How many seconds? 73 minutes times 60. Carry the one. Lots of seconds.
Fé no belo monte me trouxe instrumento iluminado.
Math. Oh, we want mana. I told you to stop wearing hats 18 hours a day. It stunts growth. Hell Clock is a cool game. I like it so far. Great game for newcomers to action RPG and hack and slash genre for the first time. Games like PoE and LE can be overwhelming for newbies. Yeah, I can get behind that. Want to show chat the progress? I don't right now. I got headphones on. Chat the progress, brother. Buff intensity. And his head's so big he can't wear any hats.
Ready?
No, don't do it. I'm nervous. Don't do it. Why won't it give me mana as an option and I can't banish the crap I don't want? Alright, give me more life. His nice newly sponsored headphones. I love these headphones. You know something else I like about these headphones, Guilty, which is going to sound backwards? I like that they're not wireless. I never have to worry about like, oh crap, I need headphones. Are they charged or something? Comes with like this nice braided audio cable. I actually like that it's wired. Same? Yeah. You don't need, man. I do. Oh, 100%. That's a great thing for quality headphones. Yep. Hate wireless. Would you rather be overwhelmed or underwhelmed? Assuming you can't just be whelmed. My wireless are only for when I'm doing stuff around the house. My headphones have a 300-hour life. I guess if you use them every day, it's fine. I never stream with headphones unless it's podcast. It's when I use them. So, yeah, it's normally like, oh, crap, I didn't. Last time when I did the podcast with Hog, I was like, oh, my gosh, I need my headphones, and they were dead. All right, sweet. Got some exclusive videos for the podcast tonight, too. Yes. Hello, anyone here? Chris, you're there. That's all that matters. Show it. I should show it right now. Show you guys the exclusive stuff. Screw it. One of the, I don't know, new things we're trying to do is when we invite a guest on, it's like, hey, anything you want to show? Hey. Mana regen, give me that. Speaking of wires, I had to replace the CPU fan. Ugh. That sounds fun. Oh boy, Town Portal Podcast kicks off in 69 minutes. If you count an hour and 9 minutes, that's you guys probably don't get it. All right. Nice. I told you I'm leaving. Come on, Diesel. I was just kidding. Buddy. Buddy. What do I want? Machine gun. Excellent. Extra knives. No, spin the win. Aaron After Dark is back on the menu, boys. Podcast night. Thomas was great, but I'm looking forward to this one. Hell Clock was a missile of fun out of nowhere. Hell Clock's awesome. You've heard to play this game on a controller. Oh, wow. This is one of very few I do prefer to play on a controller. Yes. Mana cost, yes. I play most of my rogue / lights on a controller. Controller player. I don't play on a controller very often. I don't use wireless anything. Even my home network. No wireless? Okay, hold on a second. Hoofprint. In your house.
What? Controller player! That is a...
Do you have a wireless router, but it's hardwired, or it's literally just modem to computer? That's gangster. That's how you roll.
Minhas orações foram ouvidas. Agradeço por esta idade. Uma recompensa para os defensores do caminho da luz.
%30 to life. Mana. Skill mana cost. Skill mana cost. Computer, nah. Modem straight to the brain. Ah, you get that chip installed. All right, Diesel. Sabathon clock isn't going up with blurps. It's not supposed to go up. This isn't a... Wait. He's trying to get me upset. I see what Brow's doing. It's not a subathon clock. I hate it when there's a clock on the screen and all you guys get excited for subathon crap. Fix. I have a feeling this will not end. Quickly gift a sub to test it. It's not a subathon clock. Fix the subathon clock. Everything is hardwired with secondary fallback. I see. Stav, thank you for the sub. Was he just yelling again? I'm not yelling. I'm just simply trying to communicate that the clock on screen is not for subathons. Why is it not working? I need some blood pressure meds. Nope. Yeah, I'm just... It's all... I'm not even mad. I'm just... Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box? Hellclock just announced the podcast as well, did they? Just saw the Discord announcement. Oh boy. Podcast starts in 1 hour. I've got everything prepared as much as I could on my end. We didn't have time to test audio, so I'll do that live. But everything is set from Thomas's stream. Should be pretty good.
Sinto que a sorte está do nosso lado.
Podcast is French for subathon. Oh, you guys are great. You love us. Oh, man. So much. Still can't maintain mana. Booyah. 2 constellation points on this run. Give me something good. I know you're talking Hell Clock, but I'm genuinely stoked about Titan Quest 2. Titan Quest 2? I don't know any. Titan Quest 2. Dun 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 dun. Aaron, you told them already this podcast was for your son. No, it's not. He knows things. Spill it. I don't know. I don't. Why couldn't you just put the bunny back in the box? I cannot confirm nor deny anything about Titan Quest 2. Frosty LaRue is here. All I could say is that tomorrow, listen, all I could do is echo what they said. They said tomorrow we'll find out the release date. All right, that's it. They said tomorrow we'll find out the release date. And they also put in the social post, you should clear your weekend calendar. So I don't know. That's what they said. So we'll see we'll watch the THQ Nordic showcase live tomorrow. We'll watch the Last Epoch dev stream live, and we'll see what's going on. Because Aaron's Subathon starts Friday. Incorrect. That would be a big time no. How about no? 24-hour stream. How much for early access? We can't talk about Titan Quest stuff. Can we talk about anything else? Okay, that wasn't yelling. That was just me projecting. I wasn't yelling in that instance. Let's see See, now we definitely know he knows. What? Subathon starts August 21st. This is why we don't trust you anymore. No, you don't get it. If I know something, I just kind of act like this. Not saying I know anything, but I don't, that's because I don't want to lie to you. But in this case, we're talking about Hell Clock, so it's not part of the conversation. We're focused on the wrong things. Lies, all lies. Guys? We are on to you. Okay, time for the waterboarding. Look at me, Aaron.
Look, a
Spill
squirrel!
it. How much do I need to spend? There is, so far, nothing publicly announced for the cost of what early access of Titan Quest 2 is going to be. This is ridiculous. He knows. We know you know. Come on, we won't tell, right, guys? Oh. Honey, do we have a mattress? Guys? You've told us more than you think. I haven't said anything. I've literally read their social posts. So I'm just telling you what they said. I didn't say anything. He's leaking again. I'm not leaking anything. Diesel, tell him. Get the flex tape. Adds more damage to spells equal to 2% of your current mana. I never have any mana. He's good at saying a lot without saying anything. What are you talking about? Any comments, Aaron?
Here's the pier.
My comment is no comment. What build are you doing? It looks jank. Full lightning. Lightning. Everything. Right now we're playing in Hell 2, their endgame ascension mode. Just in, Aaron confirmed Titan Quest 2. Nope, I did not say a word. You can go watch the VOD. I have said nothing other than echoing what they said. Podcast starts in 51 minutes. Mark, where the hell are you? All right. The silence says it all. What would Muppet Aaron have to say about Titan Quest 2? Oh. Luckily, we will all be watching the THQ Nordic Showcase together tomorrow, so we'll find out all the information together. Tomorrow. No gauntlet? No. Gauntlet. Test or too late? It's too late. I can't test while I'm live. Because I need the scene up to look at the video and audio. It's alright. I could... During intros, I'll check his audio. We could do like I could do like a quick kind of test before we bring him on. Titan Quest 3 announcement? Leak the info. Do it. You guys are bad, dude. Now I don't have enough monies. Dude, we're almost at the end here. All right, yeah. We're getting a Last Epoch 2 announcement. Yeah. We'll stick with that. That's fine. We can let that go around. And Diablo 5. Yep. Podcast starts in 48 minutes. 48 minutes. Crafton 2. The sequel confirmed. All right, last floor before the Act 2 boss. Lots of time on the clock. Just terrible. Give me that. Skill mana cost reduction. I like that. We did it! Woohoo! Horse not included with Diablo 5? Well, that's extra. Everybody knows that. We beat Act 2 on Hell 2 and got 4 constellation points. Plating your mana spends all of your vigor stacks. Gold bonuses. We don't care about plague, so deer isn't good.
Sorry, I can't focus when there's gold to be made.
We're not a marksman, so we don't care about that. Which leaves gold!
Why am I so greedy?
I needed one more point. And we can't respec these. That's fine. I'm not greedy. I didn't take the gold. See? Hey, greetings, Aaron from Poland. What's up, Overmind? Hello. Hello, hello. What do we got? Holy moly. Look at all this. Life, mana regen. Crit experience mana. Man, we got a lot of these wheels. All right. 41 minutes until the podcast starts. Mark, CEO for Hell Clock, will be joining me and Frosty LaRue on episode 12 of the Town Portal podcast. We've also got some Never seen before footage. We got some stuff to talk about. This should be a really fun podcast tonight. Starts in exactly 40 minutes. 40. 12 points available. Holy moly. All right, we want base damage. Done. Okay, what else? How long do your podcasts usually last? They're scheduled for 90 minutes, an hour and a half. Sometimes they go a little shorter. Normally they go a little longer, but it's just how the conversation flows. So we'll see. That is what we wanted. What are you hoping to see in this game? Wait, everybody, let's pause for a second. We did expand our reliquary. Who has questions for Mark? Does anybody have any questions you want me to write down for the podcast? They should have called platinum currency Diablo bucks, so that they could say Diablo is in the game. Will there be more characters? I like that question. Officially submitted. Got it. Any possibility adding multiplayer? Got it. Skill trees. Got it. Any chance from getting the second win passive removed from hardcore mode? That is interesting. That's not true hardcore, right? Got it. All right, we've got, will there be more characters? Are they going to be tweaking the skills at all? So you're talking about balance? Balance changes? Got it. What sort of end game do they have in mind? This has already kind of been announced, but we can take it to the next level. We've already got that crafting. Like, can we expand on it and talk about what crafting looks like? I got that. Podcast question. With how close to home the campaign storyline is, what driving factors led to this being the main focus, and are you happy on the portrayal? Holy smokes. Got it. Cursor change options. YOLO! These are good questions. Any thoughts on adding a Divine Orb or Paragon? Saving gear so you can pick new tunes. That's one of my questions. That was my big feedback. You need an inventory. More in-depth settings like accessibility and more settings in general. These are great. Will there be any improvements to the Hell mode before the new endgame comes out? Ba-da-rum-bum-bum. Oh, I thought this was the LE stream. Very funny. For the love of God, please give us a loadout system. Is that a question or a request? All right, we'll count it as both. Got it. An interface where you can see all the relics and items and such, and search for items in the stash. That was also one of my questions. You need search feature on your inventory, and you need search on your bell. Con Air, The Rock. Well, they have something like a Val Orb system from PoE. Zoom out setting. You want it farther out, more isometric. Con Rock. Both. It'd be nice to be able to put relics on in the middle of a run. So what you're saying is you finally find a relic, you can pause. So this goes back to one of my main requests, is that this game needs an inventory. So like a traditional action RPG, when you click on an item, it picks up, instead of when the run's over, it just pops up randomly in your stash. You need an inventory on yourself. When did Torchlight get this update? Very recently. Very recently. Will they add things like skill augments or upgrades separate from the current core system? Basically, more character customization, right? We do have crafting coming, and we've already got that question on there. Plans for endgame, got that question. Any offers from Crafton? Oh, gosh. Oh, you chose to do this. This is your job. All right. Oh. Ah. Any info on the crafting system? Got that. What about the crafting system? I'm just saying we already have that. Chat makes Aaron have a midlife crisis. No, I'm fine. Ask him what he knows about Titan Quest, dude. You guys are stupid. Different weapon types. Great question. Good one. Crafting, you say? Oh my gosh. Ask him if he could tell us when Diablo will fix their game. Frosty, what I don't have is a ton of hot seat questions. Hopefully you got a bunch of those. Hey guys, how can I bug Aaron today? Perfect. Will there be more relics for current spells? Okay. Plans on future relics? Any idea why I don't have to redraw option on the Blessing Corner gear acquisition menu? No idea. More unique stated gear. So we got the gear question. Will there be affixes added to gear? I mean, I guess there really isn't affixes. More just like an implicit. All right, that's a good question. That's a good one. All right, hold on. You guys actually have a lot of good questions. I'm organizing them. I like how tech comes in. How can I bug him? Unbelievable. Controller turned off. All right. Oh, these are good ones. Okay. Did someone say acquisition? No, we're not talking about Titan Quest 2 or Last Epoch. 29 minutes until the podcast starts. Be cool if gear was more interesting. We will definitely have a conversation about gear. In Hellclock right now, the way it's designed is basically the inverse in everything we know. Your idols or relics in games that, like, you know, you put on this thing and it just gives you a kind of a blanket couple affixes is your gear. And then your idols, charms, whatever you want to call them in this game, your relics is your gear. This is what actually changes the skills and gives you affixes. It's inversed. It's different. You know what it is. Oh, brother. I think it'd be cool to see a feature like Invade, where you can invade someone else's run. Yeah, that's just, I mean, we have the multiplayer question in here. There is no multiplayer right now. Have they thought about adding an affix reroll for relics? We have that question. They've stated on their roadmap that they have crafting coming. There's been some small discussion around being forced to die to progress. The story is not favored mechanic. Example, the final boss gives massive debuffs that make it nearly impossible to beat him on the first try. Do you feel it is necessary for the story and character development? Interesting. The first attempt at the main boss. You're done. You have no chance. Got it. Search filter function and auto spot function for the stash. Got it already. Can you ask Mark what he plans to do with hoarders like Aaron? Maybe a boss that does damage based upon how full your bank is. It's very funny. Still haven't answered my question, though. What question? I need a way to reroll affixes on my relics. We got that. Can we get training dummies? Don't we have training dummies? No? Wait, maybe I'm thinking of a different game. Oh yeah, there is no training dummies. Training dummies. Got it. What are you hoping to see in this game? Wait, oh, you're asking me what I'm hoping to see? I feel like it's doing a good job on the rogue elements. So now what I want to see is more of the action RPG. I want to see gear with an inventory. I want to see crafting, which they already said. And the current endgame system they're working towards is normal, nightmare, and hell. Basically kind of the D2 version of endgame. And they've already talked about a future mapping system. So for me, I like tinkering with builds. So having different, more relics, more gear. And then I think this game needs Diablo 4 skill twigs. Just like each, maybe the UI is changed up a little bit. And even if each skill has 2 options, 3 options, just something where we can pick the skill, level the skill, augment the skill, and use the relics to further change them, that would be pretty cool. More D4 power, D4 seasonal powers. Hellclock is going to have Diablo before Diablo 4. No. We need more marking skills and curses, more passive skills, and maybe Act 4 and 5. I can't believe I just heard skill twig as an upgrade. It is an upgrade. Currently, there's no. Why are Act 1 level 11 brutes so strong? Do you want me to ask him that question? You want that part of it? You want me to, like, yell it too? I'm good at that. Training dummies. Isn't that... You were doing streamer Twitch chat? No. Yell it. You want me to yell at him like that? By the way, everybody, during the podcast, just so you know, I have ads. I'm going to run an ad manually, and I've turned ads are as low as humanly possible. Every time there's a podcast, it's, I can't believe there's ads on this podcast. They're as low as humanly possible. We're also live on X, Kick, YouTube, and Twitch. So if you get an ad on one, you could jump. Just so you know. To be honest, the level 11 brutes do hit like a truck. All right, 2 people. Now that 2 people said it, it's going on the official questions. And I'll scream it at them. No ads on Kick, come over here. Can you ask him which masochist decided not to include any search bars? We've already got that one. All right, is that good? Frosty, I just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 questions from chat. That's pretty good. Much better than my questions. No, your questions are better. Here, do you want me to send them to you in 23 minutes? You want to, like... You could break them all out on the one document. All right, Frosty LaRue. I just copied them directly from chat. Guys, I'm sick. Don't judge me. Frosty LaRue is also sick. 22 minutes. All right, I should probably do all the social posts. Social post number 1. All right, posted. Who is joining the podcast tonight? Tonight is Mark, CEO, Creative Director for Hell Clock. I'm just putting up, since we're 20 minutes away, I'm just putting up all the social posts. Okay, sweet. Awesome. Furious typing? No! 18 minutes! All right. So tell us about your morning or last night. This morning I woke up, posted a Titan Quest 2 video, then loaded up my mountain bike with Mia, and we went to the Boise River and did mountain biking up and down the Boise River. Then we had lunch, then I came home, prepped for this podcast, and we're ready to go. I had one last question. How important to you and the team was being able to tell this story? And has the success Hellclock ignited your passion / creativity to tell more of the story than you originally planned? All right, I'm sending that to Mr. LaRue. Any other question we could just do during the Q&A? Nash, doing good. How are you, sir? New to the channel, but I saw your video the other day. Is this your podcast or are you the guest? Me and Frosty LaRue run the podcast. Frosty is my co-host. 50-50. So me and Frosty run, that's him, the podcast, and our guest is Mark, CEO for Hellclock. We've had on Judd before. We've had on Andre for Torchlight. We've had on the team for Dragonkin. We've had on Hog. We had on Thomas for Wicked. Tonight is Mark. Yeah, it's just today is episode 12 of the podcast. You had to really think about that. You think it was the right decision to change the title from Heck Clock? Oh my gosh. Try Marco, bunch of people, Lisa, Linda, Lisa. You see my question, Aaron? What do you feel is ideal endgame content? We've got endgame. I know it's on the roadmap, and it's not an easy ask, but how much are we craving more biomes? Game is so good, I want a variety to keep me engaged. Maybe it's just me. I get it. Podcast is normally 90 minutes. Sometimes it goes shorter, sometimes it goes longer. Frosty right now is putting together the final questions Any other questions, we will do a Q&A at the end. So the way the podcast goes, intro, general questions, then we look at something together. Today I've got 2 videos that were sent to me. It is exclusive content, which means you've never seen it before. So we got some stuff to show off. Then we do hot seat. Then we do Q&A. They said they're bringing another act. Yeah, Act 4 is supposed to come up with the expansion, I believe. I've not played Crystal Fall. Questions are looking pretty good, Mr. LaRue. This is perfect. Okay. Oh, it's only 13 minutes. I don't want to start another run. What happens if I just pause and exit the game in the middle of a run? What happens? Does the clock break? Do we release hell? Diesel, don't. I don't know why I just said that. Diesel, don't get upset. This guy. What? It's a hardcore strat to do that? No, it's not. All right, let me go through the questions. Okay. Frosty, did you try and put these in order? Okay. Perfect. We're good. We can play for a little bit. All right, everybody. 12 minutes. 12 minutes. No, just category. I'm so close to just losing my mind. Aaron's terrible dad jokes. Don't lose your mind. Has he lost it? I think he's already lost his mind. Dang it. This isn't cross out. You're right. This is not cross out. Mana cost. 10-minute warning. Frosty, you want to put in our chat with Mark 10-minute warning? 10-minute warning. See, I learned, everybody. You guys all told me, why don't you have a clock so people know when the podcast starts? See, and I did that. Guys. Are you proud of me? Guys? They're proud, I think. This is why I'm always go team. There's a clock? Oh, brother. Is that clock for Subathon 4 countdown? See, I see what you're doing, and I don't like it. It's clearly a Subathon 4 clock. Why is he smiling while saying I don't like it? I'm confused. Me too. Subathon clock confirmed. You guys, let me just be very clear. We're not talking about Subathons, Last Epoch Acquisition, or Titan Quest 2. None of it. Fire damage? We don't do any fire damage. Subquest Titanathon. Crafton has bought this podcast. Oh, another subathon is coming. Oh my gosh. 9 minutes till Mark will save me. 9 minutes. Anna. Just so everybody is aware, we did not have time to test audio or video for that matter. Granted, everything is all set from when Thomas was here, so it should be fine, but I might have to do some adjustments when we start. There's a good question. Any plans to sell to Crafton? Oh, gosh. Tonight's podcast brought to you by Crafton. What is wrong with all of you? We just mad, I know. I mean, you mean mad like insane, you right? That's what you mean? Sure, yes. Okay, good. Just making sure. Booyah. The next subathon is August 21st. August 21st. Seven minutes. If you have any questions, there's a clock. August 21st, 2026 is when Subathon 4 ends. Yes. Correct. It'll go at least a year this time. Right? How many subs to increase the clock that's on the screen?
Sinto que a sorte está do nosso lado.
Now he's getting it. Last night, you want to know what movie we watched? Hook. You guys have probably never seen it. You're doing it, Peter. You're playing with us. Roofie. Oh, classic. I know. 5-minute warning. 5-minute warning. Don't try and stop me, Smee. Don't try and stop me. This is it. This is the end. Don't stop me. Smee, stop me. Get off your and stop me. I'm committing. I love that scene. Captain Hook was the real hero. Better than the abysmal Pan film? I don't even. They've made other Peter Pan movies? I didn't know that. Stop me, Smee! A lot? Oh, they must have been horrible. Is Robin Williams in them? No? Then they're not anymore. Four minutes. I'm really trying to get my kids to enjoy the classics. When we turned on Hook yesterday, she's like, I know him. He's from Jumanji. And I was just like, maybe not every day, but today, I have done something right. I know him. He's from Jumanji. Yes! Next, I'm going to move him on to Doubtfire. That's a win? Oh, for sure. All right. Subathon's almost over. So dumb. Maybe I should just start a subathon right now, you know? Just turn it on, right? Do it! You won't. No, I will not. I'm just kidding. You're right. Early access season 3, just boot up last epoch. I wish I had access. I do not. Two-minute warning. I'm gonna be late. I'll just tell him we're late because his game is so engrossing. That's fair, right? All right. Look at this, 26 hours on this run. Just blame chat for extending the subathon timer. Oh, brother. Okay, hold on one second. All right. Clock gone. Starting gone. Okay. I am going to run. Listen to me for a second. I'm going to run a 3-minute ad. That way I turn off pre-roll ads for an hour. It's the best I could do. Okay? I'm going to run a 3-minute ad, and I'm going to go to be right back. It's going to be radio silent, okay? You're not going to hear any audio coming in because I'm going to be doing some quick audio tests with them. And then I'll still have to mess around with it a little bit, all right? I'm going to go grab Frosty and Mark right now. Town Portal Podcast starting in a minute. Ad right now. And I miss ads. All right. 3-minute ad is running. Pre-rolls were disabled for 63 minutes. Switching to be right back. Stop it, Mike. All right. I'll see you guys in a minute. Town Portal Podcast starts now.
Town Portal Podcast, where the gamers unite, along with Aaron and Frosty. We're taking flight, tune in, level up, turn the quest. In the world of action, we're the best. Welcome to the town.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of the Town Portal podcast. My name is Aaron, the owner and operator of the YouTube channel Action RPG, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Diablo 4's #1 super fan, Frosty LaRue. Say hello, good sir.
Hello, Aaron. So, I hope you're all ready, folks, because today's guest is an absolute force of nature in the gaming development world. We're talking about the one and only Mark Venturelli, the CEO and creative director at Rogue Snail, the masterminds behind the new hit game Hellclock. This man doesn't just lead game projects, he codes them from scratch. Mark, it's an honor to have you on the podcast. Why don't you kick things off by introducing yourself to our listeners?
And as you introduce yourself, I'm gonna adjust your audio. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Okay. Hey, Frosty. Hey, Aaron. Thanks for having me here. It's a pleasure and an honor. And yeah, hi. I'm Mark.
Mark, what did you have for breakfast?
What did I have for breakfast? I'm doing a low carb diet now, trying to lose some of the launch weight from Hellclock.
Nice.
So I just had 3 eggs and cheese. That was basically it.
Perfect.
All right. Well,
Awesome.
I'll just start this one off with an easy question here. Where did you get the name Hellclock from? What you were thinking of a bunch of names? Were there any runners up?
That was the name. The game was called Abyss Clock for like a month. And then it changed to Hellclock. So that was the #2 name that we came up with. The game was always about going fast against the clock. That was ever since the first prototype that we did.
Okay. And with the launch of the game, how are you feeling? Did you expect this level of response?
Well, if I look a little, I excuse if I look a little tired right now. It's because I am very tired. But I'm also very grateful. It's been a ride. Yeah, but just being here with you folks and seeing all the streamers that I like playing our game the last couple of week actually, the last single week that felt like a month, has been really, really, really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, but it must have been crazy seeing the popularity of the game, everyone be playing it. I mean, geez, did you ever expect this? I mean, I assume you've been making games for a while. Is this the first time a game like that you've made has blown up so quickly?
So I've been making games for 17 years and some change, and this is by far my best launch. Like before, my biggest hit was Chroma Squad. I don't know if you guys know this game, but Chroma Squad did pretty well back then, 2015. But it was nothing compared to this. Like this is like 4 or 5 times bigger than the Chroma Squad launch.
So your studio, Rogue Snail, and publisher Mad Mushroom, how many people would you say made Hellclock? How big is your team?
About 13 people.
Wow. So
Over
it's
how
pretty
many
small.
years? How many years?
Well, the years is complicated because it wasn't with the full team, right? We started working in Hellclock 5 years ago. But it was basically just me and Hamon, and then not even me. But so basically just 2 people for a while, and then we got some funding for it. We went to about 7 people for a couple of years, but with like the big team, it's been like 2 years and a half, 2 years ish.
Okay.
Big
Nice.
team, right? Like 13
Yeah,
people is
yeah,
not
I
big,
mean-
but you.
No, but
It's
if you
bigger than
start with
2,
1 or
yeah.
2, yeah, and you're at 13, like, no,
Yeah.
that's a big difference.
With such a small studio, you're probably doing a little bit more than just sitting, being like, all right, you do this, you do this. You're probably more hands-on, I would guess. What exactly do you do at your company and in development of the game?
Yes.
Everything is the answer.
Basically.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Just it.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we talk about just before we get into Hellclock, your background? So, like, Maybe where have you worked
Yeah, sure.
before? What games did you grow up playing? Where do you get your inspiration from?
Right. So this is Brazil, right? So the origin story is usually kind of different. I like there's a lot of guys like that I always looked up when was starting my career. I would look up like either podcasts like this or interviews and stuff like that to see like how they got to be the legendary game designers that they are. And it's always like a similar kind of story, like, oh, like I don't know, like I went to college for like computer science or even video games, and then I worked at Blizzard and I worked in
Ah,
StarCraft. And then I did something else, right? And so it's like, okay,
StarCraft
that's
1
how
or
you get
2?
into the games.
Okay, hold
Here
on.
in
We got to
Brazil is not
pause.
how,
We have
how
to
it
pause for a
works.
second.
Yeah.
You can't really do this here in Brazil. So I
What
was
is your favorite
actually
race in StarCraft? This is
I
very
don't
important.
I don't play a lot of StarCraft. I only played it back then, back when it released, like
What
in
was it?
90-ish.
But what was
But
it?
it was Protoss. Protoss.
Yes.
Team Toss. All right, this is starting
Yes.
off perfect. Sorry.
I like elites. Like I play Warhammer 40K, the tabletop, right? And I always like the elite armies as well. So Protoss is also like I like a few dudes that kill like 1,000 dudes. Maybe that's why I like action RPGs.
Nice.
He probably runs DTs or something like that. Dark Templars. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, or
I
Archons.
play Death Guard.
I like carriers. I always tried to get enough defense to make it to carriers.
Oh, I mean, you mean StarCraft. I thought
Yeah,
you said in Warhammer.
Proton cannon rushing. Just build it right outside their base.
Okay, so you were working at Blizzard, working on StarCraft
Exactly.
from there.
Exactly. And after I left Blizzard, I moved to Brazil, and I was a teenager. And I was working with television basically. Like I went to college for TV to work on audio visual, right?
Okay.
And I work on a few TV channels here in Brazil, first as an intern, then as a hire. And back then I lived in Rio. I live in Brasilia now, which is it's the capital of Brazil, and it's the most boring city in Brazil.
Okay.
Like, I don't really recommend anybody coming here. Just go to Rio, go to São Paulo. Brasilia is just very, very boring. Back then, I used to live in Rio, and Rio has a really active TV and movie scene, right?
Okay.
So that's what I was trying to do, but I didn't really love it. And I had a partner back then, and they would say, "Oh, you spend all this time working and studying for TV, and then you come home and just play video games all day,
Yeah.
and it's what you really like, right? Why don't you try and work with video games?" And I was like, that thought never occurred to me before. Like
Yeah.
that's a new idea, because that wasn't a thing, right? Like we're talking like 2008, right? Like there were basically nobody in Brazil that I knew of or heard of making video games. So I started to look into it. There was an event here in Brazil that still exists, by the way, called SB Games. And I went there, and there was basically very little. There was very little going on with Brazil's game development scene. There was a lot of people from computer science who knew how to code, but they didn't know everything else, right?
Yeah.
And I was the guy who knew a lot of everything else because of my TV and movie experience, but I didn't know the code and product part, right? And the interaction part. So I just tried to be the missing link, basically. Like I started studying. Like I remember I did this freelance, super boring work. Like I did an infomercial for like a chemical company or something like that.
Okay.
But that paid like decently well, and I used the entire money, the entire thing that I got paid to do that infomercial to buy books on game design. I bought like 11 books or something out of Amazon.
So once
I
you
just started
started,
reading
you were
that.
addicted to game design.
Basically, yeah. Like I always liked game design. Like when I was a kid, I was always the DM on our RPG tabletop RPG
Oh,
sessions, right?
nice.
And I actually made my own system when I was like 15 years old. I wrote a whole book for it. So I was already into designing games. I just didn't know that that could be like a discipline that you could study and
Yeah.
also a profession that you could actively work on. That felt alien to me living in Brazil, right? But then like I started like getting people together and trying to make games. Like at some point, like I would just take them inside of my house in Rio, and it was not a big house. It was like a 2-bedroom apartment,
Yeah.
and there was like 30 people in there. And I would just invite them over to try and make games at my house, and there were like 4 or 5 different groups making games, and we're just trying to make something work. And obviously, it was everything. Can I swear in here? By the way, I
Yeah.
swear a lot.
Yeah. Feel free to
Okay,
swear.
so they were basically all shit. But like all after a while, after like 6 months of this, a year of this, I don't remember. We actually got a team together with the 5 people who were less shit.
Perfect.
And that was basically how we started
It's the
Critical
goal.
Studio, which was my first studio, and we made Dungeonland. So yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, thank you for sharing. What are you watching in the background? I just keep people asking over
Sorry,
and over.
I
No.
forgot to turn that off.
You don't have to turn it off. Please don't turn it off.
It's the gauntlet. It's the gauntlet.
Okay, that's what everybody
Oh,
thought.
nice.
No, you don't have to turn it off. That's not what I just. Oh, now
It's
I feel.
distracting. Sorry. I didn't-
No.
I didn't know
Just
Oh,
people are
Aaron.
like, is he watching the gauntlet in the background? That is
Yes,
hilarious.
I was watching this gauntlet. Yeah.
No, that is awesome. Okay, before we jump into just straight hell clock questions, so you're obviously very tired. Game launches, very successful. Everybody's playing it or tried it. What about your team? How are they feeling right now? Like, is it popping champagne bottles? Is everybody super excited? Like, how's the behind the scenes for the studio, not just yourself?
Oh, everybody's super happy, man. I mean, we went through a really rough patch lately. The last couple of years, I think for the whole games industry, they have been challenging.
Yep.
For ones more than others. I think we need to count our blessings because we're still here and we just released the game. But it was rough, man. It was really rough. Like at some point, 2020, the transition to 2023 was really difficult for us. Basically, like we had a big team on Relic Hunters Legend, our previous game. And Relic Hunters Legend had backing from Gearbox, right? And Gearbox had this publishing division. The publishing division, like when Embracer imploded, and the whole like the domino that knocked everybody out on the games industry in 2023, right? It
Yeah.
directly affected us. We lost a publisher. We lost a lot of funding. We lost another deal that we had as well. Suddenly, like everything we were cruising, and then like out of nowhere, we were like out of money, like overnight. It was a nightmare, and we had to let go a lot of people. Some people who have been with us for 7 years.
Jeez.
And it was just a really dark period of time. It is just so good now that like we get this win, right? I feel like we needed a win, and we are just so grateful.
Well, I gotta say,
So,
the demo for this game really sold me on it. So I streamed the demo back when you guys dropped it, and I was like, this game might be something special. So I had it marked on my calendar for release, and you guys definitely delivered. It's a lot of fun.
Oh,
Now
thanks,
that you
man,
guys
thanks.
got this huge win, are you taking a vacation or now you like hitting the grindstone and just pumping out content?
We just wrapped next week's patch, like literally 40 minutes ago. And that was probably like the last since Friday. I was eating in front of the computer. Like I've never worked so hard in my life since launch. But hopefully we're going to deploy patch 1.02 next week. Hopefully on Tuesday. That's what we're aiming for.
Okay.
And if that goes well, I had a vacation schedule. I was gonna take a week off next week. I was going to São Paulo. I was going to just have fun and forget a little bit about game development, but it was impossible.
Yeah.
So I'll need to reschedule that.
Quick question. The launch of the game just happened to be like between a lot of major games seasons and leagues. Was that planned? Because recently it seems like everyone's coming out all at the same time, but your
Man,
game came
like,
out
we
when
were
there's a
gonna
dead
launch in
period.
June. We were gonna launch in June. But then PoE launched on top of us. We had to move.
Always
and then we
Path
needed
of
to-
Exile. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know why I interrupted you. Sorry. Go on.
But yeah, like this it has been hard. Like we tried to find like a sweet spot for us to launch. I think we did. But still like super tight, right? Like our margins are super tight. Like PoE2 is right around the corner again. Um, it's like it's busy to say the least, but it's absolutely planned because when we were pitching Hellclock to our current publisher, to Mad Mushroom, we would tell them, hey, like we know that we are like a smaller game. We're not trying to compete with the big boys, right? We're not trying to be the Diablo killer, the PoE killer, the Last Epoch killer. Like we're a very different game. We're way smaller, way less resources. We want to try and do something different, something that nobody tried to do before, right? We just try to appeal to the ARPG fans and do something for the ARPG fans, but something that is not necessarily a full ARPG, right? Like something that they're gonna like, but it's not gonna take over their lives or take them away from their favorite RPG. So for that to work, the timing needs to be really smart, right? We always need to come kind of during the low season, and that's what we try to do, and that's what we keep trying to do in the future. Like whenever we see that there's kind of a low season, then we come in because we're trying to be that one of the games that you might play
Smart.
when your favorite RPG is off season, right?
Well, I mean, Frosty brings up a good point. It just cracks me up. You have Diablo, Torchlight, Last Epoch, PoE 1, PoE 2, and it'll be like 2 months of nothing or a month of nothing, and then all of them
Yes.
drop within 3 weeks. And
And
you
now
guys,
Titan Quest 2 is coming as well, and adjacent you have like
Ugh, I'm
Borderlands
hearing
4.
things about
Like,
that.
a lot of RPG fans like Borderlands, and yeah, it's just crazy. Everybody hits on the same time.
yes. You guys picked it. You guys delayed 1 month, right, to pick the date. And I think
Yeah.
obviously it was a really smart move. Very smart move. So has there been
Yeah,
any
thanks.
feedback from the community that you were shocked by, whether it was positive or negative on Hellclock?
Oh, absolutely. I think we didn't expect people to like the game so much so early. Like we knew that we were doing a good game, right? Like otherwise we wouldn't work on it. But we thought we would take more time, maybe after the expansion, some more updates. Maybe we do like maybe the first launch is rough, and then because that has been my career. Like it's never easy.
Yeah.
And not that this is easy, by the way, but it's just that I didn't expect players to like the game so much, so fast. And also, the thing that surprised us the most, I believe, is that the pacing and the difficulty of the campaign that really caught us off guard because I think we were in the bubble a little bit. Because not only like me, Murilo, and all other people from the team, we are ARPG super nerds. But also we have a Discord community which is only degenerates,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
you get the demo on Steam X Fest. And something I learned personally that I will never forget is that, right, you have your demo out on Steam. That doesn't mean that is gonna be the audience you're going to attract during 1.0. Like people who actually play demos on Next Festival, those are also nerds. Like
Yeah.
they're not
Mhm.
normies. So the feedback was really, really good during the demo as well. We were 97% positive on reviews.
Dude, the
So
demo was awesome.
it's not-
I beat it 10 times. I wanted more. It was good.
Yeah, thanks, man. So like, it's not that we were cocky, right? Because the demo was good. It's just that we didn't get negative feedback about the pacing and the difficulty. So we thought, okay, like
Yeah.
this is good. Let's release it. Like, you know. And when we release it, suddenly everybody was the pacing of this game is shit. Like I'm grinding for 8 hours and I can't kill the first boss. And I was like, what's going on? Like, is this a bug? Like I would just go on the streams and go on YouTube and watch people play and try to figure out if there was something wrong with the build. Like, but no, it was just like a different audience, right? Suddenly, like we got introduced to the people who were not showing up before during the next fest and during the testing, right? And it was a shock. It was a shock. So that's the main reason why we felt like we needed to react so quickly, was that we needed to show them that, okay, like, we listening. We just, it's not that we thought our way was the best. It's just that we never got this feedback before.
Yeah.
So let's just act on it as fast as we can.
Yeah, I would say probably about 50%, if not more, don't go past watching a trailer on YouTube. If they're watching you on Twitch, they're already in the top like 5% of players.
Correct.
If they're watching a guide, they're in the top like 20%.
Yeah, if they're watching this podcast, right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So, I mean, you probably knew a little bit about this coming on, because I noticed in the beginning of a game, and whenever you play, you have the option to turn off the clock and also the pause timer. Also, do you play with the pause timer turned off? Because as a dad gamer, I love having the pause timer. Just being able to just pause it, go take care of something, come back.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Like,
You have to play
one of the
with pause.
reasons why I can't get into Souls games is that I can't pause. Like, I go to the bathroom like every 20 minutes. Like, it's gonna be a miracle if I make through this podcast without having to go to the bathroom. Like, and suddenly, like, you're in this high tense situation, and then, I don't know, your cat knocks out a water bottle or something.
Yes.
And I can't imagine how it is for people who have young kids and playing games that don't pause, right?
Frosty, does Wicked
the
have
only
pause?
reason-
Does Wicked have pause?
I don't think so.
I don't
but
think so
I
The
do,
only
I do
reason
have
why-
a quick. Okay, go on.
But the only reason why we have the option to turn off pause in Hell Clock
Yeah.
is that we originally designed it for speedrunners. So one of the inspirations that I got, like, actually the inspiration that got me to make Hell Clock, was learning about Diablo 2 speedruns. Like, I would watch Mr. Llama and stuff like that. I would play along him and learning how to speedrun Diablo 2. And it made me appreciate, like, because I've been playing Diablo 2, is my favorite game. I've been playing Diablo 2 for over 20 years. And when I started speedrunning Diablo 2, it felt like a new game. It was just magical. Suddenly everything was different. The meaning of everything was different. And it just clicked to me. And I was like, holy shit, like, this is genius. Like, what if I made a game that made you think like this a little bit, you know? That was the original spark for Hell Clock.
That's
Real
cool.
quick, before we jump to a different question, I assume you have metrics on this. Do people actually play with pause turned off?
No.
And it's, no, they don't. Okay, just add a note.
Nah.
Just-
Nobody. I've never seen a single person do that.
I think it defaults to on too, right? You
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have to
yeah,
turn it on
defaults
like
on.
it defaults to
yeah,
it. So you'd
yeah,
have to
it's
purposely turn it off.
Yes.
No, but I think you guys are heading in the right direction. It's that people like options. Hey, I'm struggling. I want it to be easier. I'm going to run standard. I'm going to put it on regular mode. I'm going to turn off the clock because I hate being rushed. I want to explore every, I want to do full map clears, and I hate
Yeah.
having this clock chasing me. Oh, I'm
And
struggling.
if you think about it, that's our main advantage. If you think about, hey, we're not competing with the big boys. We're
Yep.
doing something different. There's one thing that we can do that PoE, Diablo, Last Epoch cannot do, which is just let you customize your game, right? Because those games, they're live games. They have trading economies. They have
Yep.
anti-cheat measures and multiplayer. So you have to keep a consistency between the experiences, right? And to me, like, of course, like, I played a lot of multiplayer, played a lot of Battle.net, but I don't know if it's because I'm old, but I just look at the ARPG genre as a primarily single player genre, right? I think there is multiplayer, like, you can play it in multiplayer. There's a lot of cool and fun things that you can do multiplayer in the RPGs. But to me, it's a single player game. Like, it's not a game that I invite my friends over on Discord and to play, you know? I don't like, whenever like a PoE league launches, a PoE 2 launch earlier the year, I would not like call my Discord friends and do like a party. Now just everybody shut up. I'm just gonna be in my cave,
Yeah.
dim the lights, and just experience this by myself, you know? It was always like this since Diablo, right? Since the first one. And we being a single player ARPG in 2025, it's kind of a privilege. So I think we get to do this. So why not? Right.
Well, since you're talking about that, no multiplayer planned for the future. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, like man, like I'll try to be as direct as possible.
Yep.
I rather gouge my eyes out with an ice cream spoon than implement multiplayer into Hellclock because it was not designed for multiplayer. It would be nightmarish to do it. Like
What if
maybe Hellclock 2,
Yeah.
but
Because even
No.
you're talking like leaderboards or whoever can go
oh
the
no,
fastest.
yeah, that's a different thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Not exactly leaderboards, but something leaderboard adjacent.
Yeah.
Because something that I've learned from the Relic Hunters games is that a leaderboard is just a stage for assholes. Like you cannot give an asshole a stage. in my
Somebody please clip
experience.
that for me. Okay, sorry. Go on.
So people start cheating and just the leaderboard becomes a
Yep,
nightmare. So what I did in Relic Hunter Zero, which we might do something similar in Hellclock, was we didn't have a leaderboard in game that just could see the positions and the names because that would be filled with cheaters, right?
Yeah.
And just
True.
like I don't know, like Russia messages or pro-Israel stuff and political things and like penis drawings and 69s. So
Good old 69s.
This podcast's off to a good start. I like this.
I like how he asked you, can I
Instead
curse the
of-
beginning? And then just,
So instead of giving that stage to the assholes, what I did in Relic Hunter Zero was I didn't show you. There was a leaderboard, right? But it was only in the code level. And what I would show players is just I would give them medals. Like, hey, you're a top 10% of players, you get diamond. Oh, you're top 5% players, you get master, right? You're a grandmaster, top 1% of players. You're next, if you want to progress to your next rank, you need to do this score, right? I would just take the scores from the scoreboard and present it to you in a personalized way. And whenever you wanted to do something more like, okay, but who's number one, right?
Yeah.
We would try and do that on social media because then you just do it in the open and have people send VODs and stream it, So
But
that
you're
way
100%
split-
right. If you did a competition, people would hack the game. They would use the bugged, broken,
yeah.
all the
Yep,
crap, and it would just be like, you can't even see what's happening. Yeah, it would
Yep.
be all that
Yep.
stuff. Yep.
Why? Right? Yeah. It was just.
oh my God. Question about, I've been seeing on Steam, you've been getting pretty positive reviews. Do you ever check those out? And if so, what is one of the most ridiculous things you've seen? And I'm assuming it's someone complaining about the actual genre of the game, being like, why do I have to keep dying and remaking my run?
Yeah, I probably read reviews more than I should. I try in the beginning, I was trying to reply to most of them. Now it's kind of impossible because there's so many.
Yeah.
But I try to read them all because they're feedback. Like you have to read them, right? Even the ones who are like in languages that I don't speak, such as Russian, Chinese, Korean, Japanese. I would just Google Translate them, and there are some colorful ones.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think the most interesting ones to me are the ones that really like are baffled. Like they have difficulty grasping the concept that skill is not only mechanical skill. So the reviews usually are like, this game is about numbers. If you have more damage numbers, you win. Like there is no skill. But there's like 1,000 of different variations of this, right?
Yeah.
But it's basically like, and usually that comes from somebody who absolutely sucks, by the way, right? It's just because they think that they want to transfer their skill from maybe Hades or maybe other kinds of action games, right? And they say, I dodge goods, I hit monster. Why no I win?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not that kind of game, dude. Like it's really hard. Like a lot of people suggesting how to make the game less of an ARPG and more of a Twitch reflex game. And usually my response would be as politely as possible to tell them like never, like we're never gonna do that. Like if we wanted to do another like action roguelike with parry dodge stuff like that, there are literal hundreds of games like this on Steam.
Yeah.
Why do you want another one? Like why do you want this to be another one of the 100 same games that you just played, right?
So
And
what I hear
I
more
think
than
this
anything
goes-
else is this is PoE meets Hades. Would you give it that definition?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I would pitch it. Yeah, although funnily enough, and then don't maybe I lose my gamer cred if I say this,
Uh-oh.
but I never play Hades.
That's okay.
So a lot of people are surprised by that, but a lot of people on my team played Hades a lot. Like 3 or 4 people in the team are huge Omega Hades fans.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's probably why there's so many things in the game that people say reminds them of Hades. I don't know which things they are because I didn't play the game.
That's good.
Sometimes
But,
it's good to not play those so you
Yeah.
just don't get like too influenced and you make your own
Maybe.
thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe. No. For me, it's like 80% ARPG. It was just like I was trying to make an ARPG with a roguelite structure.
hmm
That was always the goal since day one. If it looks like people's another interesting thing, people say that the art style looks like Curse of the Dead Gods, which is another game that I haven't played. But I looked at it and it really does look similar to our game. But funnily enough, it was never really a reference for us. We kind of arrived in the same art style from different directions. The main art style reference for Hellclock has been xilogravura, which is a northeastern Brazilian traditional art style with wood carvings. And it's like the main characteristic about xilogravura is the thick black outlines and the shapes, right? Which look very like comic booky. And we try to portray that in 3D. And I think we arrived at kind of the same style through a different avenue in a way.
Have you ever played Darkest Dungeon?
Yes, a lot.
That is what I always
Nice.
think when I look at the visual art style. I don't know if you'd agree.
Yeah,
but
because of the
that's- yeah,
black outlines, the heavy
Correct.
black outlines. yeah.
Correct. Yes.
But it's funny enough, like that kind of style is very similar to xilogravura. If you look it up on Google, if you Google xilogravura, it's Xilo, Xilo gravura.
I was just gonna ask Frosty to
GRAVU.
spell it. Oh, dang it.
All right, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely.
If you Google that, you're gonna see it's kind of similar to Darkest Dungeon.
Nice. You know, actually, I'll jump back real quick to games that you played. But speaking of that, sorry, what games do you currently play that aren't your game? And what are your favorite games in general?
And have you played Last
I was-
Epoch? Sorry, go on.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. Like I was trying to play Killing Floor 3, but I just couldn't because of the launch, right?
Okay.
I opened Killing Floor 3 once and I shot a gun. That was basically all that I
that
did.
counts.
One day, I really like Killing Floor. I play 1 and 2 a lot. And yes, of course, I have hundreds of hours on Last Epoch. I've been playing ever since like the Kickstarter days. I really like Last Epoch.
Nice. What do you like playing? What builds?
Oh gosh.
I played a lot of Sentinel. I didn't play the last season, which I think the Sentinel got a rework. Right?
Okay, good.
I didn't play that, so I don't know how Sentinel is looking now. But I like to spin and I like to win.
No wonder Hellclock Spin to Win is so awesome. That actually makes a lot of sense.
I don't remember when it was. It was way back in the day. I don't remember when it was in terms of year, but I remember when Last Epoch first had the arena and had a leaderboard. I was, I think, top 2 or top 3 Necro.
I'm gonna have
It
to
was
go look
way
this
back
up.
then, like-
Yeah. No hacking?
No, but it was so few people playing. It was like back then, Last Epoch probably had as many players as we have right now, right? It was nothing compared to how big they are right now. So it's not like an impressive like gamer achievement for me, and more like I play a lot of hours during the first days of Last Epoch.
That's an achievement hearing that from you for myself. So just know that. That's awesome. Okay, we're going to jump into some quality of life questions, all right? And this is just basically me and Frosty playing the game and talking to the community, stuff that people would like to see inside of the game, and just kind of talk through some of this, starting with relic organization and search for your stash.
Yes, that's already been working on. We already like if people can refer to our state of the game blog post from last week,
Okay.
we try to sync with our community and see like, hey, from your feedback, we feel like these are the most important things. Do you agree? And mostly felt like yes. So we are in the same page. So uh, overall, the two things that I think are most importantly personally, even when I play, is search function on the stash, constellation, bell, whatever,
Yep.
and also stash for your gear, right? Because right now it's super clunky to try out different builds than what you have because of the blast gear and the way that it's set up right now, which is unfortunate. So those are the highest priorities for us at the moment.
Okay. Speaking of relics, and let me just say, I've gotten to the last boss in Act 3. Haven't got to endgame just yet. I'm on Dad Gamer's schedule, newborn and everything. Okay, excuses out of the way. Is there a way to target farm relics? And if not, is that something you might add in the future?
Because there are drop tables for the bosses, right? On the acts. So you can absolutely target farm relics if you just want the effect of the relic, right? So if you say, hey, I'm trying to see if this build synergy works, and I just need these relics, even if the rolls are absolute garbage. So yes, you can, because each boss in each act, they have a very limited amount of relics that they can drop. So you can absolutely farm this, because if you get a lot of gold, this is something that I do. By the way, this is a quirk that I have that a lot of my teammates kind of think I'm crazy, but it's kind of a personal philosophy. Like, I play my games a lot, like a lot. And I usually avoid playing them with cheats. I never cheat. I always play the legit clients.
Yep.
And the reason why I do this is I think as a developer, it's very tempting for you to just like go straight to test whatever you want to test in isolation. And in a sandbox mode, or cheats all the loot and check out how it does, you know. But I feel like if you do this, you kind of get completely disconnected from the game.
Yeah.
So I try to always be playing. If you look at Relic Hunters, for example, Relic Hunters coming out of early access in 2 weeks, right? And I have 2,000 hours of Relic Hunters Legend on my Steam account. Like, that's how much I play my own games. And Hell Clock's probably gonna be up there soon, because the game hasn't been available. Like, Hell Clock has been on Steam since December, I guess. I have about 300 hours on it already. And that's for just playing the game and seeing like how stuff feels, you know, for yourself. So when I am farming stuff without using cheats to drop my own relics, what I do is I just do a run that I save all of my gold, and then I get up to the boss that I know that has the item, right? And I just spend all of my gold on rerolls until I get the relic. Usually,
Okay.
if you do this, you get it first try.
Now, just to be clear about what you said, I've got a pistol that gives me more projectiles, and I switched to the one that gives me more ailment damage. And then, I hate ailment. I want to go back to more projectiles.
You're
right
fucked.
now, yeah,
You're
right now
fucked.
there's nothing you could do. So,
Yeah.
so are we gonna have an inventory that actually is for
Yes.
gear, like a traditional
Yes,
action RPG?
yes,
Okay.
Yes. And I know, funny story. Like, Mark, how did you make an RPG without an inventory?
That's an excellent question.
It's stuff that happens when you're making, like, you're trying to make something different, and you're trying a lot of crazy stuff out. So, for example, what we now call gear wasn't in the game until up to very recently, like last year recently, right? Because what was gear was the trinkets. Like, we only had the trinkets, which were gear pieces that were like shoulders and armor and stuff like that. And we had the relics, and that was the entire game.
Yeah.
But then we figured out, like, as the game evolved, right, we realized, hey, like, we should definitely have some persistent gear as well. So then the gear became trinkets, and the new gear was like kind of put in the game in the cheapest way possible, which involved you not having an inventory.
Yeah,
That was
because
basically it.
right now it's almost opposite. So you said you played Diablo 2. Basically, your gear is like your charms, or in Last Epoch, your idols, and then your relics are actually your gear, which is actually not. I mean, it's fine if that's the way the game is designed to do something different. But it is like if you just, if you just play the game blind, you don't.
There's a reason.
You don't realize.
There's a very, very. I didn't see anybody realize why. Like, I saw a lot of people questioning this decision. I didn't see a single person online get why we did it. And the reason why we did it is, if you think about what we're trying to achieve, is that we're trying to give you, like, the opportunity to build your character with whatever comes as fast as possible, right? Especially if you're playing Ascension. It's kind of like the original idea was, like, I'm gonna make a Magic the Gathering reference. I can explain it later, but there's draft in Magic, right? Or like probably like deck builder games, right? Deck builder games on Steam. So PoE deck builder. That was kind of the idea there of how you build your character. And while designing that, it was very restrictive and like much more RNG based because of the slots, like the fixed slots. Because if you think about it, when you're putting up a build together with unique items in PoE, right? They are very restrictive because you put something on your chest, it's your chest piece, that's it, right? And your shoulders and your head. Like, so it was really difficult because it was so random. Like, if you got something that made your build work, but then your best piece was your chest, and that unique was a chest unique, you felt like shit, even though you got the item that you wanted for your synergy, right?
Yeah.
So we realized that by making the builds enabling items a charm instead of a gear piece, we will make it a lot easier for people to try stuff out, to feel rewarded quickly, to feel that it's always an upgrade, and just to try and combine these things more, because the gear was just like one step too far for that.
So it wasn't it was thrown in late. It was that was the way it was actually designed from the beginning.
Yes. Okay. That was the thing that we spent the most time on, probably.
Is it in its final form, you think? Or you're still going to iterate on it? And is there any plans to change how it works?
For Hell Clock right now, no. I think, like, there's stuff that I wanted to do, but maybe for a sequel. For example, I wanted to rotate the relics and have, like, recently I've been playing a lot of those backpack games. Funny enough, these backpack games, they came after we already had like our core like locked in, right?
Yeah.
So we couldn't take inspiration from them. So that was something that was in my ear, like, oh, what if we've taken inspiration for those backpack games? That would be cool. Like, when you have, not only you can rotate, but also you have some like affinities, like you put an item here, and then it has like 2 affinities slots next to it, adjacent to it, and it alters the items that you put next to it, or it gains bonuses based on the items that you put next to it. That's kind of cool. But I mean, it's too far, I think, for Hellclock to do this, probably. So we probably might do this in a future game, maybe. Unless Hellclock does so well that we're pulling a PoE and doing like years of updates and revamping the entire game over and over, then we can do that. But for now, I would definitely consider the Reliquary the final version. I think it's really good, and it gets better and better with more items. We have a lot of relics in the pipeline right now. This microphone is making me insane in the brain. Fuck this. You guys are gonna hear
it.
Puffy.
It's fine.
Fuck this.
Discord removes that.
I give up. You guys gonna hear my spit. I'm sorry.
You're good.
But yeah, that's it.
So do you have any plans of making a sandbox room, possibly with a training dummy, So instead of having to respec, try the spec out, respec, try the spec out, you can kind of be in like a testing environment and see what you like.
We plan to have the dummy. We're already working on it. I think the art team is starting to model the dummy this week. But we don't think about doing a sandbox because honestly, like for me, like acquiring the stuff and testing them out, it's part of the fun of RPGs. I feel like if we gave you like a sandbox where you could test everything in the game, that would kind of defeat the discovery a little bit.
Okay. What about accessibility options, just more settings? People are asking the ability to maybe zoom out farther, zoom in, things like that.
Yeah, zoom out is something that I saw. One thing that is an easy win that we're thinking about is giving you an option on the menu to be always zoomed out, because you already zoom out during the survival events and boss fights. So an easy win for us would be to have that toggle. So do you want to be zoomed out all the time? And then we do that. So that's probably something that we're gonna do.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I think we're ready to move on to the next topic here, and that is crafting system. So we hear there's going to be a crafting system coming up. Are you willing to
Yes.
talk about what exactly that is?
Yeah, I can't spoil a lot just for fun, you know. Like I don't want to spoil the surprise until like it's still only September that is going to come, so we still have some time to discover it together, right? But it is already designed. Let me see what I can say without spoiling everything.
I've put the
what I can
roadmap.
say-
I put the content
There you
roadmap
go.
up for us.
There you go. So yeah, so Clockmaker's Tools is our first big updates coming in September because of PoE 2 hitting on late August and Borderlands 4 I think early September. We're probably going to be late September with this update. Don't quote me on that, but that's probably what's going to happen, just out of like common sense. But yeah, like this update is going to have crafting. And what I can say about it is, first of all, it's going to be currency based. So there are going to be currency drops in the game. We're going to add them throughout the entire game. We're not sure if we're going to have them in Act 1 or not. It's something that we are going back and forth because like we are trying to make Hellclock convert a few normies to the ARPG nerd status, right?
Okay.
So we're trying to be like and we do that in Act 1 a lot. Like we try to make things very simple starting out, and we try to drip feed you the complexity over time as you progress, right? So we may not have the crafting early on in Act 1, but I know that we won't wait all the way until like the late game to give you that. Especially because there's a lot of crafting currency. It's not like it's nowhere near PoE level, of course. And actually less than PoE 2. Yeah, less than PoE 2 even in terms of number of currencies that we have. In terms of how deterministic and how Gamba is gonna be, it's less Gamba than PoE 2. Way less deterministic than last Epoch.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah. Probably in between PoE 1 and 2. Like it's less deterministic than 1, but more than 2. We're gonna have more control than 2.
Let me ask you this for crafting. Is this you're crafting your items before the run, or is this you're gonna be in the run, you're on floor 3, you find the statue, and you know?
It's only on the hub for now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only in the hub. You're gonna collect during the run. You're gonna collect currencies. Gonna be able to purchase currency as well on the Blessings of the Future, which is the gold totems. Of course, getting them from the floors. We have a fragment system as well, so that way it's not super RNG. So our equivalent of a divine orb, it has fragments, so you can drop. I think it's 8 fragments. So you can drop a whole one, so it is super exciting. You can like ding, like really good currency. But you can also just drop fragments, and if you get 8 of them, you get one.
So,
They
for
automatically
example,
converts
if I
into
am
one.
playing a lightning build and my relic has plague damage on it, I can re-roll that affix,
Right.
but not
Yes,
pick
yes.
lightning. So I have a. You don't know
Exactly,
what. I
exactly,
got it.
exactly,
I like that.
exactly.
I like that.
So we're gonna give you some tools. It's never gonna be deterministic,
Okay.
but we're gonna give you some tools to control the outcome of that. And if you know how the game works, you're gonna be able to control more of the outcome, because there's going to be the outcomes are going to depend on how the size of the relic, the affinity of the relic, uh, and also the currencies are going to, some advanced currencies are going to have affinity, so they're more likely to give you certain kinds of affixes. So
Would that reroll system also work on gear?
not right now. They're exclusive for relics. Gears are very simple, right? They're basically just main stat throughout the early game, and after that they are main stat, secondary stat, right? And they're basically stat sticks. We won't put too much emphasis on gear, at least for now. But that may change in the future as we evolve, and as you, for example, have an actual inventory for them.
Yeah.
It's a good first step, right? Especially now that we've seen a lot of interest that actually surprised us, by the way. Like, there's a lot of interest for players to do vertical progression on Hal Clock. That's something that surprised us, because we knew the game was like a lot simpler than the big ARPGs, right? So our thought process was, hey, like, if we try to do like a vertical end game with a lot of progression and farming and stuff and itemization, like, we're just gonna be a shittier version of these games, right? So we
Like you
probably
can't
should
compete
try
with
and
them.
do
You're saying.
exactly. So we should try something else. So we were very surprised to see that people are actually willing to grind on Hell Clock, and they want to progress, they want to perfect their builds. That was a positive surprise for us, actually. So there is like a small pivot going on right now in our design, in the way that a lot of our systems, they were designed to be very ephemeral, and some of these things, they actually work in our favor, I think. Hopefully they don't blow on our faces later, because, for example, we get to do some things with itemization that are super exciting, that if other ARPGs did, they would just not make any sense. Like, nobody would play them, right? Because you can get like for example, you can get a small relic that is this size, and you upgrade it, and it gives you 45% all resistances. You know, it's just fucking insane. But it's super cool because the game is so ephemeral. You can get excited. I personally get excited about loot drops in Relic Hunters in Hellclock all the time, because they are super exciting, because they're so fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
You can get some really insane relics. Like today, I was testing the new Abyss mode, and I was trying to put together a bleed build with melee, and I got 4 relics in a row, 4 rares in one run, and the 4 rares were 1 slots, and they gave you melee damage against stunned enemies. And I was like, okay, guess I'll just explode everything now. I would just put them all there and just become a god, just like that, you know? And these things are super fun. And what I predict is going to happen is that players are going to ride the high of this fun for an average amount of hours, right? After a while, it's just like they're gonna notice that this is not sustainable. Like and that's exactly why PoE doesn't do that, right? Like because if you give somebody like all they want too fast, they already got what they wanted, so they don't
That's
want
true.
anything else. They're full,
They'll
right?
just be done. Be
Move
like,
on
If you
to
give
the
them
next
the
game.
certs for entry, maybe they don't want to eat the salad anymore, you know? That's it. And we are giving a lot of desserts in Hell Clock. So I'm curious to see and like how far we can push this kind of philosophy that we have. That is a very generous philosophy with itemization. It's a very generous philosophy with power fantasy, with building. Like, it's very easy to build and become super OP and do crazy shit, right? This was by design. Like, we knew that it was kind of like a Binding of Isaac kind of thing, you know. There's some runs in Binding of Isaac you just become an invincible god, and that's part of the fun, right? And I think that going forward, we're gonna try to not lose this, but just try to have different ways of having this.
You know, I've
like
got to
just giving
say,
you more new power fantasies.
so me and Frosty just had on Thomas, who's CEO for Moon Studios for No Rest for the Wicked, and this
Yeah, I
is
know
like a
Thomas.
perfect contrast because it's like one studio saying, man, like we want to get back to kind of D2, slow everything down, parry, dodge, meaningful content, handcrafted world. And you got Hellclock, it's like we're leaning into the fun, we're leaning into the crazy.
Yeah.
We want insane builds, blow up the whole screen, can't see
And they're
what the hell's
both cool.
happening.
They're both fun. Yeah, they're both fun. Like I like Ruthless in PoE. Like I liked PoE 2 when it launched. I don't like Souls games, like I said, like I don't play Souls games. So some of the boss fights were a little aggravating to me at first. But overall, like the pacing of the game, for me, I think it's super cool. Like it was very like it's a game for old guys like me, I guess, who are nostalgic about Diablo 2 and the heaviness and the feel of it, you know? That's cool as well. It's just not what we're doing. Like our game has always been about speed.
Speed.
I mean, you keep saying you're old, but I'm pretty sure you're younger than Aaron.
I'm sure I'm the oldest person here.
I'm gonna keep that illusion and not say my age.
There you go.
No, you don't have to. I know how old you are, though. Just
Frosty,
But
did
I'm
his
probably
I did
older
my
than you.
research.
With an inventory coming to the game, would that mean that technically you could switch out relics and items you get during a run? Or no?
This is not something that we have planned. Because during the run, we're trying to make you focus on the run. Like we try to avoid giving you distractions. Like we purposefully make you not look at loots during the run. We purposefully don't want you to stop to pick up stuff and choose what to pick, you know? Like these were all like deliberate decisions because we had like from the get-go, we had like you gotta go fast. That was the whole design ethos of Hellclock. We tried to make everything kind of go into that. So I think anything that makes you stop and do things during your run, we try to avoid that if possible.
Any chances on this game launching on consoles?
100%. We're already working on it. Yeah.
Nice.
Like my desire, and I hope that it comes to fruition, is that when the expansion hits next year, we're also hitting consoles. That would be chef's kiss for us. Like, of course, there's a lot of technical complications with consoles. We think our game is technically very sound. It's certainly the most technically sound project that I worked on. It's very stable. There's no technical debt. And although we have some performance issues in some cases on PC, overall, there's no like foundational thing that is wrong with the code. You know what I mean? There's no like spaghetti code that we don't want to touch. So I believe that coming to consoles should not be a huge challenge for us.
Your guys' controller
That's
support
awesome.
is excellent as well. It's one of the few games I actually prefer using a controller on.
Thank you. That was actually very late that we did that. And funny enough, like WASD support, for example, was something that we did on a whim after we released the demo. We released the demo, and then everybody was asking for WASD and complaining. And it was basically what happened now with difficulty, right? We reacted like this. So, okay, you want that? Like, let's just work on it and release it. And we did it, I think it was 3 days that we implemented WASD control. And
WASD blew
it feels
up.
good.
PoE2,
Yeah.
WASD, blew up.
Yeah, man. Like, before when we started working on Hellclock, I would never imagine that I was shipping ARPG with WASD and mouse, but this is 2025, I guess. This is the world that we live in. And today, I gotta admit, like, I rather play WASD. Like, I was always a click to move guy. I gave up. Like, I'm fully embraced the WASD.
I have 2 requests. This is from me, from nobody else, okay? So you get to say, "Oh, Aaron, go pound sand." To your idea of not having to like stop, like you're in the middle of a run and you got to redo your build and you just want to go. One, I feel like pickup radius just needs to be a little bigger. I hate having to backtrack. Like a lot of times the stuff gets vacuumed in, but then a lot of times you're running backwards to pick stuff up. That's my one request. And then the second request is those damn birds. You got to wait for the birds to land, and then you go hit them, and then they fly up again, and you got to wait, and then you just forget it. You just run past. And it's like the true Act 2 is always the worst in every game. In your game, you have the birds. Anyways, those are my two requests.
Right. The birds are just flying trolls, right?
That's exactly
they're
right.
really there just to.
They're just clock
They're really there
eaters.
just to test. Yeah, like. Yeah, I mean, there's first of all on the pickup range, you might be right. So this is something that we might change in the future, but there is some tech in the game that people are not aware of. So first of all, when you click a chest, the loot is always attracted to you. So you can just click the chest and go. You don't need to
Okay.
wait for the stuff to drop. And the second thing is, whatever you kill, at the exact millisecond that you kill the thing, if you are near it, or if you get near it at any moment during the animation when the loot is falling, right? Any moment between the millisecond that you kill the enemy and the moment that the loot falls to the floor, if you are near it, it will attract you.
So maybe late
how-
game, if you have big area of effect, you're killing enemies. Maybe.
So the thing is, we had in the past just full vacuum, right? At one time, Hell Clock was just a full vacuum game. You would never have to worry, just kill stuff, even without seeing outside of the screen, and you'll get the loot. It just felt kind of weird because it didn't give the loots time to kind of fall and breathe. And also, it was like less, like we felt like we could include a little bit more of a skill check in terms of a choice and a positioning and how you move on the levels, right? Like, do I go there and pick up this loot, or it's not worth the 2-3 seconds they're gonna lose doing this, you know? Like, I think it's lack of I think Hell Clock has a really like a higher skill ceiling that people give it credit for, because it has a lot of small tech like this. Like, I didn't see anybody playing on streams and on YouTube and stuff like that. I don't see anybody really taking advantage of how our vacuum works. So they are usually very inefficient in how they move and how they clear. So this is something that I believe over time people are going to get better at. And it's like a hard balance when you're a developer, because you try, like I personally try to always introduce something a little bit special, a little bit unique, or even if it's small in everything that I do, just because I think that over time players start to recognize them and value the game more because of it. Because otherwise your game just becomes like a bland, you know? Like, sometimes people don't like salt, sometimes people don't like pepper, or some people don't like sugar. But if you don't put any pepper, any salt, or any sugar, your game has no taste. That's basically like
Yeah, I
my
like
mindset, you know?
what I like about Hell Clock is I know it's a dead end, but I'll be rewarded for it. It's like I know I have to go north most of the time, but there's left, right, you know, which way do I want to go? Do I have enough time to level up to go get the chest or hit the shrine?
And we
or
are very
whatever it
fair
is?
with that as well.
Yes.
Because we give you a heads up if there's an rare enemy or a champion enemy or a chest. We give you a heads up via the mini map as well, right?
Yeah, I do like that. I
Yeah.
just hate backtracking. So like the items should drop. You don't want it to be like a magnet vacuum from like Vampire
That's also a funny
Survivors.
thing. That's also a funny thing about the design of Act 1. We get a lot of complaints of players talking about the level design. They say, oh, the game is just corridors. The game is just like go from this diagonal to the other diagonal ad infinitum. The game wasn't like this previously, and it sucked. Like, people would get lost, and then they would get bad RNG. Imagine like when you play Diablo 2, and like I personally get very frustrated when you get to the dungeons at the end of the first act, right? And you're trying to get and you're just getting stuck on those stupid cells, and the ghosts are stealing your mana, and you just open a door and it's a dead end, and you go back. And our game has timer, so we felt like, okay, like our first act, we need to make it like completely idiot proof. Like nobody can get lost. Like you just go in a straight line. There's some side corridors, and that's it, right?
Frosty,
so that
did you
made
get
the game
lost?
infinitely.
No. But speaking of Act 1, what about those level 11 brutes? Why are they so strong?
Yeah, a lot of people are asking about level 11 brutes in Act 1 and why you want to be mean or something like that.
Well, they're not called the level 11 delicates. I'll tell you that.
That's true.
But yeah, like they are. There's something that I like to do in combat design, which is like called trash damage and impact damage. And I think different designers call them different things. But whenever like I'm designing either a boss fight or a group encounter, which is that's the case, I try to always have one thing that is like, you gotta watch out for that, because I think that makes it more exciting, right? So whenever I'm playing on caves, which is like the biome of the 11th floor, I personally died to these brutes. Like, I lost like probably 3 or 4 hardcore characters to those brutes in different moments of my Hell Clock career. But I don't know. Do people think they're overtuned, or just because I think they're fine? It's just when they're so slow, they're so easy to dodge. But then you die to them, and you're like, oh, motherfucker. It's like, I never felt it was the fault of the game when I died to the brutes. I don't know if people are having a different experience.
I have something queued up on the screen right now, and I love what it says. I don't know why it cracks me up. Confidential, please do not share. This video is compromised prototype footage. This is great.
Well,
Aaron
as you
again.
see, it definitely did not reflect the final quality of the product. So that was a true statement.
So everybody, what I'm about to play for you is 90 seconds. This is from 5 years ago. So I'm guessing that this was used as like trying to get investment money, pitch.
Literally
like,
2 people made this in 3 months. Yeah.
enjoy. This will probably be a nice copyright claim too, now that I hear the music.
There you can see the trinkets, which were the gear, and we had actually attribute points.
Oh, wow.
That you put in.
So attribute points ended up getting axed.
Yeah. Against my will, I had to say. I was on the minority for that. Like the team wanted the attribute points gone. It was probably the right choice.
Yeah,
like I said,
because
I'm just old.
the average player now doesn't know how to use attribute points.
Yeah.
At least that's what we heard.
Yeah. So this was 2020, right?
This has made 3 months, 2 people.
Yeah. It was like a really, really quick thing for us to take to GDC and try to find some funding, right?
So what's
and just
interesting
get the
about
idea.
this, and it cuts off a little bit, there is gear here.
Those are the trinkets.
Oh, I see.
If you notice, he's picking them up automatically. They're auto-equipping. They're basically the exact same thing. Like I said before, those are the trinkets. Like I said, they were gear originally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, they were downgraded to trinkets when we put actual gear in the game.
Got it.
Did you ever consider different classes? Because I see you started with a lot of gun moves, and you have a gun as like the main weapon in the game.
Yeah, that was a budget decision. We said, dude, like, if we're doing this crazy idea of yours, Mark, like, we need to do as few ARPG things as possible because those are all expensive things. So one of the things that is most expensive is different classes and characters. So just focus on one. Okay.
So what about, so that was
you're
a
right.
question when we were gathering questions before the podcast today. Is there any ideas for you pick your class or any character customization at all, at least for the future?
Well, team's probably gonna kill me right now, but there's something that I want to do. Like
Perfect.
this is Mark saying, right? This is not a promise. This is not something that is planned. This is not something that we maybe even are going to do. It's not something that the team wants to do. It's something that I want to do. I wanted to have something like called like aspects,
Okay.
and those would be basically classes, right? And they would come with like a different visual, as if like Pajeú was like embodied by a different entity, and then he's now like a woman, like indigenous huntress, you know, or he's like now like a priest, you know, like.
Would
But
these
we just
characters
changed,
play
like-
different or just look different?
Yes, yes. And then we would give them like a few, like my dream idea would have them have like a few exclusive skills, like just two, maybe, or maybe three, right? And they have something innate to them which affects build making, right?
You're
So
in
the
trouble.
idea
Chad
was,
is
like-
already saying Mark has confirmed classes coming. You're in trouble now. You just
So that's something that I think would fit the game, because it would just deepen the number of builds that you can make, right? We did classes a little bit, kind of almost with our constellation system. Like we think of the devotion paths as kind of classes, like warrior, rogue, and mage, and you can combine them, but not really, right? So if we ever get enough money to make like maybe another expansion, that's something that I would internally pitch like crazy, because I think it would make the game like much more varied in terms of like experience, you know.
there's also so many different things you could do with that. You could say once you beat the campaign, you pick your, ascendancy, your mastery, your class. It doesn't even have to be at
Yeah,
the beginning.
yeah.
Maybe it's like that's part of end game is now you're starting your like secondary journey or something. Yeah, there's a lot you could do with that. All right, let's finish this video.
And then it gets fast, right?
Yeah, showing progression.
Yeah, so that was basically it. Like, it was a very simple prototype, but it showed like the core things, which I think are still in the game today, right? Which is like, this is a game about going fast. It's a game about fast progression, and gaining power very quickly, right? And one thing from I actually forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry.
It's okay.
All right. I mean, a real
I'm tired,
random
sorry.
quick question here. It's Hell Clock, Hell themed, Hell-ish. Who's like the leader of Hell? Would that possibly be in the game? Maybe a devil, Diablo.
Oh gosh. Before you answer that, everybody, what you're going to be seeing on screen right now is 6.5 minutes of 102, the unreleased update that is coming next week. Just FYI. There's no audio on it. I'm going to let it play while he answers.
Yeah, but maybe I'll comment on what you're saying. So these are some of the changes that are coming in 1.2.0. One is the delete safety there. So we didn't have the delete safety before, and this is the major one, right? We're completely revamping the campaign and Ascension. So now campaign and Ascension are different things, because Ascension was so scary that a lot of people wouldn't even try it, right? They were just like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my stuff. I'm not going to try this. This sucks. I'm
I
gonna
just
make a
lost
bad
all
review
my
about
stuff. I just did it.
Yeah. I'm going to leave a bad review and curse this developer.
That's right.
And
I'll sorry.
it was very stupid of us, right? Making this. Of course this was going to happen, right? We're just so stupid. So we should have done this from the get-go. We realized that very quickly, so we did it. So now we're splitting the save files, and to compensate for our previous stupidity, we're now doing it in a smart way. So if you are playing right now and you reach end game, and now you have your campaign progression and your Ascension progression, because I've been playing Ascension, what we're doing is when the patch hits, your save file, which is now Ascension and campaign, is going to be duplicated. And then one is going to have your campaign progression, and the other one is going to have your Ascension progression. And since we are increasing the number of save slots to 6, even if you have free save files and all of them, because you're a maniac, and all of those save files have campaign and ascension progression, because I don't know what you're doing with your life, you're gonna be safe. Don't worry.
Nice. Smart.
And we also have the biggest change of all, which is regular mode. So regular mode is a complete rebalance of the entire campaign. We basically took to heart all the feedback that we got about pacing, especially from players who were not super familiar with ARPGs, right? And I saw them play, and most importantly, I personally was able to emulate the way that they play, because I started watching a lot of videos and streams of people who complain about the pacing, and I tried emulating how they played and doing the same builds that they were doing. And then I started experiencing the same feelings that they were experiencing. Suddenly the game started dragging, and suddenly it was grindy, and suddenly I would come back to town and I couldn't find a way to increase my damage, and I would look at the bell and there was no damage, and I was like, how do I kill the boss? And then it was 10 minutes hitting a boss and the boss wouldn't die, and everything was horrible. So
that is
that
really
was
funny you bring that up. When I first saw the bell, I was like, I went to go search and I was like, oh, there's no search. And I'm like, okay, well, I like using this skill, so let me just look for all the nodes that have this skill. And I'm like, oh, there's no damage on there. It's very different.
There is damage on the bell, but it is hidden, right? Like, it is the skill levels, it is the
Yes.
reliquary size,
Yes.
it is attack speed, cooldown speed. But yeah, it is not immediately apparent to anyone but someone who is either familiar with RPGs or maybe even with Hellclock as well, right?
So
Because
is
even some
so
experienced RPG players,
is veteran what we have
what
now?
you're playing now.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yep.
Got it.
So every save right now is going to be a veteran save. And if you want to experience regular mode, you need to create a new save file, just because it's a completely different experience. But honestly, like, I personally put a lot of effort into this, and we tested this with a lot of people that we know. Funny enough, I did something that I never heard anybody do before, but it was so funny to do. Like, I was trying to get more people to test, right? Regular mode. So since our game is so popular on Twitch these days, I went on Twitch and I looked for streamers with less than like 5 or 10 people. And I would go in their chat and say, hi, like, I'm a developer of this game. Do you want to play a new build? And they would say, yeah, sure. And I would send them a password, like a one-time password on Steam to access the development branch. And they would download the version that I just did. And they would play it and I would watch them. And I would just take notes. And then we'd do another
That's
build.
awesome.
And then I go
That's
to other
awesome.
streamer. And I did that for like the entire weekend. And I think it's good now. I generally think it's good. Like, I was able to actually understand where people were coming from. And I sincerely think that we have fixed the issues.
With regular and veteran mode, I did hear you're going to be coming out with your version of Nightmare and Hell difficulties, like in Diablo 2. I think it's Abyss and Oblivion.
Exactly.
Is
That's
there
what I'm
going to
showing
be-
right now. Sorry?
Is
what'd
there
you
going to
say?
be a regular and veteran difficulty for Abyss
Yes.
and
Yes,
Oblivion?
yes,
Okay.
yes. We balance them separate. So if you play on, that's another reason why you can't switch between the two, because even the end game balance is different. Because you get your builds from the regular campaign, and then you go into regular Abyss and regular Oblivion. So what you're looking at right now is I'm showing 1.2.0 for the first time. I have Pajeú beautifully dressed in his new white clothes from tier 8 gear that he has that unique white visual. I'm showcasing the tier 8 armor that I have there. Pretty cool. I just played for 1 day and a half on this account, so it doesn't have full
Damn.
tier 8 gear yet. So there's just like these 3 pieces that are tier 8. Everything else is kind of whatever. And I was just showing like a cool build, because I think people are just, there's so many builds that I know work in Hellclock that streamers are not using. One of them I'm showcasing there. It's just a stupid build. It's a Shadow Dash bleed build. And It's kind of like a poor man's flicker strike, basically, with bleeds.
I know we've
And
already
that's,
covered it. I know we've already covered it, but this video is a perfect representation of what drives me nuts. One of your rings is critical strike. Your other ring is ailment. Sorry, I don't.
But that's on purpose because that's a bleed damage.
Oh, you did that on purpose.
Can bleeds
Yes.
crit?
Bleeds doesn't matter if you crit or not.
But can they?
It doesn't
crit?
matter. They can't. The bleeds themselves don't crit because bleeds they're always the same base damage that they do. And we also have ignite, which is based on your damage, but they also do not scale from your crits unless you get a constellation. There's a constellation that gives you ignites scaling off of your crits. But in general, crits and ailments they don't mix. The reason why I have like the ailment ring was on purpose. The crit chance ring was not. Like ideally, I had something else. But then I realized I was just doing so much damage with crits because I had all this crit gear.
Yep.
They just went with it, and I got like vengeance prayer, and then just went with the crits. But if I was optimizing this build, I would just forget about the crits and just go all in on ailments. But it's the nature of Hellclock, right? You just I'm showcasing the Oblivion Bell there on the video. So the Oblivion Bell is
You're good.
just let the video go, man. Let it roll.
All right.
The Oblivion Bell is kind of an adaptation of the Ascension version, the Infernal Bell. The first thing you notice is that it doesn't have the reliquary size and the skill levels, stuff like that, because it felt silly to have those in endgame. Like you're gonna have those anyway, so we just put them all in the first node. So the first node gives you max reliquary size, max skill level, and then you can just pick whatever you want from the rest of the tree. I think for that is a decent tree, but it's very similar to the one on. They're not showcasing my shit relics.
You told me to let it
just
roll.
to show-
I'm just letting it roll.
No, let it roll. I'm just saying that this is me showcasing my shit relics.
Hold on. I have
just so
to-
understand
I have
how
to
the
pause
build.
it. Are we gonna get new relics? I mean, I'm sure we're gonna get new relics. Do you guys have like a
Yeah,
lot of
100%.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we have 23 relics which are basically done. They just need testing. Same thing with the constellations. Like we have a lot of constellations that are almost done. Just need like the final thing. We have a lot of stuff coming. Like so the game
Speaking
is
of
very it was designed to be expanded.
There's going to be some balance changes coming up. Could you possibly share one skill that's going to be buffed?
Whoa.
That's a good question. I'm not sure if I'm gonna buff any skills anytime soon. What I plan to do is that I'm gonna take a look at the defenses, because I think it's the worst thing about the game right now. I think the defenses are really terrible. We have like lifesteal's completely broken. It doesn't work. Like we knew we needed to limit it somehow, but we just didn't have the time before launch to address that, and it is completely breaking the game. But defenses overall are pretty bad. You're either you die in one hit or you're immortal. So this is something that I personally have. I hate when ARPGs are like this. So I plan to, whenever things calm down a little bit, to personally just sit down for like a week and just focus on this. Just like go try hard on fixing the defenses. And here I am showcasing my poor man's Flicker Strike build. It's just a very fun build to play on the controller, which is what I'm doing right there. And it just bleeds that you can explode the bleeds with Shadow Dash. There's a relic from Shadow Dash that allows you to basically explode the bleeds that are on the enemies, right? So that's basically what it is. I have these Holy Rosary around me that are converted to physical bleed. So the only reason why the rosaries are in this build is to cause bleed. The damage that they cause is not really important, but they give a lot of bleed stacks, which then the Shadow Dash explodes. That's basically how this build deals damage.
Do you actually have to Shadow Dash into the enemy, or just Shadow Dash everyone on the screen that's bleeding explodes?
The Shadow Dash it doesn't show as a VFX, but Shadow Dash has like an area around your character,
Mhm.
which you can increase with the blessings. And also there's a constellation that unfortunately is not available in patch 120, which is Saci Pererê. It gives you way more area, and it was designed to empower builds such as this. This is the final boss, the first act of Abyss, basically first boss Nightmare. It's like our Endario from Diablo 2. This kill, it takes a while to kill the boss, but eventually gets the job done.
It's like
But
most of
that
my
was
builds.
basically an Abyss run. I was an idiot when I was showcasing this. I should have like re-rolled more to show you guys eventually like a tier 4 relic showing up, and I forgot to do that in the video. Just later I was like, oh no, I forgot to showcase the tier 4 relic. But there are like 10% chance when you drop any relic on Abyss, there's 10% chance you're going to be a tier 4 relic. It's just it's like our ancient legendary kind of vibe, you know? So there's one of the chase things that you have in Abyss mode, besides the high tier gear as well that you can collect.
When it comes to respecking, is it always going to be respec all, or is there going to be like, damn it, I hit one that I didn't mean to do? Can I just take that back?
Yeah, no, that's another thing. That's another thing that takes a while for us to implement, but that we want to do,
Okay.
right? Ideally, like the reason why Constellations didn't have respec at launch was that we were sure that people would hate the respec all on Constellations, right? But after a while, we realized like, no, we're being idiots. Like it's better to give them the button than give them nothing at all, right? And just screw it. So that's basically what we're doing, both in the Bell and the Constellations. You click the button and you lose all that you do, and then have to put everything back in, even if you wanted to change just a single point. But points by points respec is something that is on our radar. We're gonna do it soon.
Okay, cool. Frosty, what else do you got? That was with the 2 videos I had, 102 and the 5-year-old OG kind of pitch meeting Hellclock video.
I got a bunch for the between 2 portals.
Are you ready, sir? He's ready. Moving Mark into the hot seat. All right, you are now between 2 portals. Frosty has a lot of the hot seat questions. Do you want to start with your question around a certain person that is absent in another game that might show up in this game, or do you want to?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You have any plans of bringing, I guess, the Lord of Hell himself into Hellclock, aka Diablo?
No, maybe just as a joke. Like we wanted to have something. Yeah, we wanted to have something called Secret Cabra level, which was basically like Brazilian goats instead
That's
of
the
cows.
best. That was
If we
another
ever do
question I had.
that, maybe there's like a Diablo there. Yeah.
Secret Cowbell level confirmed. Got it.
With classes. Don't forget classes. We can't
Oh,
forget
that's
that.
already
yeah.
confirmed.
Mark, there was one thing that you guys did that specifically, from a marketing perspective, drew me to Hellclock. You were the first studio I've ever seen call their game publicly an exile-like. Was that a direct? Did you do that on purpose? I'm trying to think of the right way to ask the question. Did you do that based upon news of what people said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, like I said, Diablo 2 is my favorite game of all time. Diablo 1, like, completely destroyed my mind when I was 8 years old. I was just playing it all over. And I was obsessed about Diablo. Like, Diablo made me. But, like, the brand Diablo is not that, right? Like, and seeing, like, the mega corporation trying to claim the genre is just disgusting to me. So, yeah, that's why.
It worked.
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is very simple. It's how do you say that in English? Bife milanesa. Milanese beef, or is that a thing?
It's like
No.
a pasta dish.
It's no. It's just
No?
I'll describe it. I think it's
There you
easier.
go, yeah.
It's just steak, like it's like a thin steak of meat, and then you put a batter of like flour and eggs, and you deep fry it.
It sounds
That's
good.
good.
Here in Brazil,
Deep
we call it Milanese beef, right? That's my
Okay.
favorite dish.
Will you let the audience know what your morning routine is?
My morning depends on these days. It's just wake up and work in the hell clock.
That's it.
All right,
That's
your
it.
Saturday.
That's basically my morning routine.
It's Saturday morning. You don't have to work on Hell Clock. What's your morning routine?
Well, ideal world before I was before I threw my health out of the window, I would like wake up give good morning to my cats. I have 2 cats. I feed them, feed myself. Usually like I cook my own breakfast.
Okay.
And I would usually go either to the gym or a boxing class. I practice boxing. And depending on the Saturday, right? Like maybe paint some Warhammer or something like that.
Nice.
Okay, so you answered the vacuum question pretty eloquently, but you completely skipped over the birds. What are you planning on doing with those freaking birds?
Nothing. Just keep letting them torment Aaron.
I believe it. Mark, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, the current game Diablo 4? And just know before
geez,
you
Aaron.
answer, Frosty is the #1 super fan. Just keep that in mind. You're
11.
an 11.
Nice.
There you
I'm
go.
a super fan.
There you go.
That's good. You may have lost a bet that resulted in something on your right arm. Do you want to discuss what you lost and what is on your right arm?
Oh my god.
What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, look, I did my research.
I believe it.
My right arm.
Like your left arm?
He's like,
My
what
left
the
arm?
hell are
Like,
you talking about?
Okay,
What kind of fake
I
news?
have here in my notes that you had to get a tattoo because you lost a bet.
No, but
Okay.
I can make up that story if it makes you
No,
happy.
that's
Yeah,
okay.
let's do that. No, sorry. Okay. Let me go to a different question. That was just bad information. Any chance of getting rid of the second wind passive for hardcore folks? Because I think that's kind of
Get it-
cheating.
Getting rid of the just don't pick it, bro.
Just don't pick it.
I don't pick it. It's the noob. It's the seal of noob.
Damn.
You click that nodes, you declare yourself a noob. Just don't click it.
Good answer.
Is there any chance in the future we get any form of skill trees? Even if it's like Diablo 4 style where it's like skill twigs where you get like any branches off of the skill book.
For the skill book. So like last epoch when you have a skill tree for each skill kind of vibe.
Yeah, but I mean like more, you take spin to win and you just like all you could do right now is level up the skill and then you augment the skill through your relics. What if there was something in the skill book where you went right or left or something in there?
Well, it's definitely not on the horizon, but I learned to never say never in game development. Like maybe it will make sense in the future.
Okay.
What is the strangest bug you've encountered when developing Hellclock?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. It's happening right now. It's we're trying to fix it in 1.2.0, but we still don't know what it is. But basically, when you sometimes like 1 in 100 times when you interact with a cursed shrine, you get stuck in place, and all of the enemies get stuck out as if they were in a bubble. And that's it. But when you are on Unity and you have like developer commands and stuff like that, you can like queue all the enemies to try and finish the encounter. So that's what I did when it happened to me. And you queue all the enemies, you finish the encounter, and then your character just starts getting dragged downwards towards the bottom of the screen forever. And it just like,
Wow.
it's the weirdest shit I have ever seen. And I have no idea what's going on, but it's really funny. It looks like you're just like you're on a skate, like an invisible skateboard going down the corridors.
I know it's a little bit into the future. On the roadmap for November, it states freedom to attack and move with all skills. Could you just elaborate a little bit on what that exactly means, or kind of what the thought behind it is?
So when we released the demo, we had just like now that we are having like this discovery with the difficulty and the pace and the campaign, and we react fast, right? During the demo, we also had a discovery which we didn't expect, which was, damn, players really value WASD, and players really value like being able to move and attack at the same time, right? This is a different crowd than maybe even 4 years ago, right? 4 or 5 years ago. So we made the WASD change because that was cheap and fast, right?
Yep.
But the attack and move, that's more complicated. But we said, well, like people like that, it would be cool. Why don't we do it? So we actually hired a really great animator, Dere, and he's already working on basically redoing all of our animations, so for the main character, so he can shoot and move at the same time.
So
and attack and move
strafing,
and
so
cast
they can
spells and
move backwards and shoot, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very cool.
Hold on, I had something. I just forgot about it. I just got caught up in your answer there. Geez. If you were to... is there any Easter eggs in Hellclock?
Well, there are Easter eggs. There are a bunch if you're Brazilian. There's a lot of stuff that if from Brazil, you can instantly recognize, right? Like from little objects or like the way of speaking or references and stuff like that. There isn't like a traditional gaming Easter egg per se. Like I said, we wanted to have the Cabra level, which was going to be our version of the cow level. It ended up getting cuts for like producers who rather have a good working game than a broken game that has funny things in it.
Yeah.
Cut for now.
Yeah. What's their deal, right? But yeah.
Jeez. With how close to home the campaign storyline is, what driving factors led to this being the main focus, and are you happy with the portrayal? I know it's a long question, but you could give a Cliff Notes answer.
Sorry, I actually zoned out. Can you
With
can
how
you
with,
ask again?
with how close to home the campaign storyline is, what driving factors led to this being the main focus, and are you happy with the portrayal of the story?
I don't think I understand the question, honestly. The first time I'm thinking, what do you mean?
Damn
like
it, Aaron.
this is
I'm dumb. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
No.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
fine.
it's getting late over there.
So what they're
It's almost 11 p.m. and I've been working since 6:30 in the morning.
So obviously, Hellclock is a retelling of the story of the
Canudos,
Brazilian war Canudos, right? I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
saying it right, but they're just saying like, what was the driving factor to pick that story? Like,
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay.
yeah,
So, that story is not. It is very well known. Like every Brazilian has heard of that, right?
yeah,
But it's not really deeply. It's not a popular story in Brazil. It's not something that you have a lot of movies and books, right? We had a one great movie in the 90s about it. And by the way, the actor that plays Pajeú in our game is the same actor who played Pajeú in the 90s movie.
that's
So there
cool.
was that movie, and there was no like, it's not something that is talked about a lot, and it is very particular to the northeastern region of Brazil and the northeastern people of Brazil and the Caboclo people. And I am northeastern Brazilian, and it's something that I am personally proud about, and being able to not only tell a Brazilian story but a northeastern Brazilian story is very important, because it's probably gonna sound weird to a lot of people in chat, because to you we are all Mexicans, right? But inside of Brazil, if you are from the northeast region and you go to the southeast of São Paulo, to Rio, you're actually considered Mexican, right? So we're the Mexicans of Mexico, basically. So being able to tell that story is really important, because a lot of what happened in Canudos, to me, like Canudos is very much an open wound in Brazil. It's still bleeding. It's still like pulsating. I think that the events of Canudos are still happening in Brazil today. And that was basically the main motivation behind the whole story.
Oh, very cool. Thank you for sharing.
Well, I do know it's getting late there, and I'm going to use this as my complete lack of random questions I have. If you were to add one system or feature into your game instantly, it'd be fully developed tomorrow, what would that be?
Glasses.
Okay. My final question. Do you plan on playing Last Epoch Season 3, August 21st?
Yes, because I'm gonna be on vacation. I plan to. My plan,
Bingo!
and I hope that I can. Yeah, I hope that I can do that. I'm gonna help the team deploy 120. Hopefully next Tuesday. That's the day that we're aiming for. Depending on QA testing, because like I said, we just wrapped it. We like 45 minutes before I joined this call, we wrapped patch 120. And it's going through QA right now. If nothing crazy comes out of QA, it should come out on Tuesday. Then hopefully, like, I can be there for like a couple of days, and then after the weekend, like, I'm gonna take a vacation, and hopefully I get to play. I get to play LST Pop.
Sentinel's looking pretty good.
It's always looking
Yeah, I
good.
haven't played Sentinel in a while. I'm looking forward to that. Like, I haven't really played LST Pop in a long time, so there's a lot that I didn't see. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. Frosty, I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay, Mark, I know we're 10 minutes over right now. For the last section of the podcast, we normally take some live Q&A from the audience. Are you good on time for a little bit longer? Maybe.
Yeah, of course. Sure.
Okay, everybody, before we switch back to the main scene, it is impossible to ask every question. Me and Frosty do our absolute best to ask the most relevant questions, so just go ahead and start putting those in the chat right now. And
we got one question.
we apologize if we don't get to everybody. Switching back to the main scene. All right, he has survived extra screen and between two portals. We are now taking any questions from the community on Kick, YouTube, X, or Twitch. What do you guys got?
Are you single?
I am currently not single. I'm in a
Sorry, guys.
exclusive
Sorry, chat.
relationship. Yeah.
Is the constellation locking bug going to be addressed in Tuesday's patch?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you going to watch the Chiefs Chargers game in Sao Paulo?
The what?
NFL football.
Brown.
Oh, sorry, I'm a nerd. No.
No football.
You know,
Brown.
you're
I
not
only
into
I
that
only
nerd
watch
shit.
I only watch Gauntlets and Counter-Strike.
ETA on the next update,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Have you watched the series 3%? I don't even know what they're talking. Does that mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's a Brazilian Netflix show.
I love
I
that
did.
show.
Okay, never
It's
mind.
really
I
good.
guess I should. Maybe I'm the only one that doesn't know about it.
It's good.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's very low budget sci-fi, but for the budget that they have, it's pretty killer. Yeah.
I'm literally looking.
Are you gonna pop on the Gauntlet after this?
I'm gonna watch it. Maybe actually I'm gonna sleep now, but I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. Yeah.
I'm literally looking up 3% now. All right, that's perfect.
Aaron.
Oh, sorry. Oh, the podcast's still going. Aaron needs to expand his horizons. I know. Are you planning on balance, classing, and hampering creativity with strict archetypes?
Nah, never. Like I said, if we ever do anything that is class adjacent, for me, it's only a way to expand builds making and never to stifle it or box things in.
Do you have a favorite ability?
My favorite ability is actually Shadow Dash with the Death Worship Relic, where it turns it into a melee skill. I just think it's funny. Like, it's just cool to just dash around and kill stuff by just running over them.
What is your favorite game outside of action RPGs?
Counter-Strike. I was a professional Counter-Strike 1.6 player back in the day.
Oh.
I'm already giving too many tips of how old I am. but my last tournament as a professional Counter-Strike player was summer qualify for the CPL 2004.
Nice.
That was
I mean,
some time ago. Yeah.
you also did mention you were 8 years old playing Diablo 1. You know, you said it, not
Oops.
me.
Oops.
Jeez. Is 1. Sorry, my question is 1.6. Is that when Counter-Strike first entered Steam?
Yeah. Yes.
I remember that.
Played
I
Counter-Strike
played
I played Counter-Strike since beta 2. And Counter-Strike was huge in Brazil, huge. Every single LAN house in every corner in every street was playing Counter-Strike back then.
Somebody asked, when are we going to get battle passes in Hellclock?
Never.
Will there ever be a Chroma Squad 2?
Oh man, I wish. I just love Chroma Squad. If you take a look here, this is where I work, right? This is what I look at.
Nice.
I love Chroma
Oh,
Squad,
nice,
but
nice.
unfortunately, we were bullied by a fucking corporation, and we cannot make a Chroma Squad 2 without kissing their feet. So we probably won't.
Jeez.
Damn. I had
Well,
another
Chroma Team 2.
question. Will we get
Yeah.
any more meta progression systems?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like we already have Endless Nightmares announced, right? So we're gonna have more.
Okay.
Oh man.
I think we're good, Frosty.
Yeah. I think we're gonna call it. Thank you for staying on so long. Honestly, it's been a great podcast. It's been, was it
Yeah, it's been fun.
almost 2 hours?
Hour and 46 minutes to be precise. That's good. That was really good. Mark, thank you for coming
It
on.
was a lot of fun.
I know you're tired. I know it's probably been a hectic couple of weeks, but also an exciting couple of weeks. Your game
Yes.
blew up, dude. You blew up.
Yeah, man. Like I said in our DMs, like it feels like a dream. It doesn't feel real. Like just logging in and seeing, like, I've seen like Zizaran play my game. Like I've seen Matthew play my game. I've seen you folks that are now talking to me. Like I've seen people that I used to watch a lot on Twitch, and they're playing my game, and they're like, Darth Microtransaction played on hardcore, and he actually beat X1 without dying. It was super cool. It was just it felt like a dream. It doesn't feel real.
Awesome. Okay. Frosty, you want to give the last word, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I don't. Aaron, I'm sick. I didn't really write something down here. So I had something about craft and buying your game out, but
That's really funny. That is funny. Oh
ending.
my gosh. All right, Frosty's sick, everyone. He almost didn't make the podcast, so whatever he's saying, it doesn't make sense. Mark, thanks for coming on the podcast. All the socials will be in all the links. If you guys have not tried Hellclock yet, right now, I believe, at least where I am, it's $20 on Steam. Currently holds a, what is it? Very, very positive? What is it on Steam? It's got an 81%.
That's very positive last time.
Yeah,
It's very positive. Hopefully, after patch 1.02, we get back to the 90% plus. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So check out Hellclock. Mark, thanks for coming on. Frosty, get some rest. We're now going to be starting the post show where we talk about the podcast and get some feedback. Thanks, guys. And we're done.
Town Portal Podcast, where the gamers unite, along with Aaron and Frosty. We're taking flight, tune in, level up, turn the quest in the world of action. We're the best. Welcome to the Town Portal Podcast.
And we're out. And the subathon starts now. Really funny. Subathon starts now. Bring on the Muppets. All right, guys. What do we think? Subathon 4. Bro, Mark is awesome. Mark is awesome. You know, it's so interesting because obviously we've been chatting. We've been talking podcasts. He sent me the 2 videos. But, you know, I haven't actually spoken to Mark. A very cool guy. Very, very cool guy. And listening, Mark's from Brazil. Mark's cool, definitely. There is something, and I've been saying this more and more. There's something so refreshing about not hearing the corporate line, right? Somebody that comes across truly genuine, somebody that the stream, you know, the podcast starts and he's literally watching Gauntlet in the background. Somebody that's talking about how in the marketing, he felt it was BS that his favorite game is the Diablo franchise, yet the Diablo overlords are claiming the entire genre for themselves. So he put in his trailer Exile-like. I don't know. That was some of my favorite parts of tonight's podcast. It felt really good. It was a great podcast. I love hearing from honest, cool devs. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it was very genuine. It was very refreshing. I agree. I absolutely agree. From a technical standpoint, video and audio was pretty well. Mark wasn't wearing headphones. I don't know. It's one of those things where I never check if the person coming on has headphones. But if I spoke at the same time of his, since his mic was on, we had a little bit of an echo. So I was trying to not do that. But for the most part, from the technical stuff, it went pretty well. And yeah, that was funny. Aaron was the only one not knowing about 3%. I'm not kidding. I literally pulled it up when you said that. I was like, 3%? Is it old? 3% Netflix. Dude, I had all this stuff prepped. We're going to go over the new update and everything, but technically the video he had covered everything. Oh, I remember it now. Now you remember 3%? Now it makes sense? And he gave us, now we know. I like it when this is the CEO, creative game director for Hell Clock, says, my team is going to kill me. What do I want? Classes. Oh. Now we have to hold him to that. Hell Clock, 3%? What? Is it 3% off? No. I don't watch stuff, so I've never heard of it. I like how Frosty asked Brow's question about the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's like, what in the hell are you talking about? It's like, what? Oh, yeah, what was the clip? Well, I got to see this.
But something leaderboard adjacent.
Yeah.
Because something that I've learned from the Relic Hunters games is that a leaderboard is just a stage for assholes. Like, you cannot give an
Excellent. Gaijin, you like Oh, man. It's in the general? Hoofprint just sent me that. I didn't see the general chat. So true. Guilty. We got to turn that one into a short for sure. For sure. Yeah, just be honest. Feedback on the podcast. Anything you guys like, didn't like, pacing, questions, scene switching. Frosty's sick. Them God, thank you for the Prime sub. I know, Trevor. I need to expand my horizons. I know. I brought up the birds. I told you guys I was going to bring up the birds. Enjoyed it. One of the better episodes, in my opinion. Mark is a gem. Yeah, Mark's great. I'll get that one tonight. Thank you. It was great. I love seeing the behind the curtain. Yeah, that's why right at the beginning, I really wanted to know, hey, so you're already saying you're tired. It's been crazy. You've been trapped on the keyboard. What about the team? What's the general sentiment? What's the excitement? How are people feeling? I like that. Nice conversation. It was really good to see a good game from here being this popular outside of Brazil. Yeah. I like the indie no BS approach. You like that? Yeah, me too. I like that as well. Yeah, I thought it went pretty well. Yeah, Frosty said he was sick. He didn't go to work yesterday, and he's like, I'll get through it. Why's Frosty got to throw out Crafton at the end of the podcast? Why has he got to do that? I need to cut that out of the edit of the podcast. We don't need that. West, we don't need that in there. Agreed, it was a great podcast. Chat was nice to you this podcast. I loved his answer in the pride in the game to my question. Typical Frosty. Someone's got to stir the pot. Rip Blast Epogo. We need Crafton as a blurp. We're always nice most of the time. Nash, are you playing in the gauntlet? Nah, Crafton said there's no such thing as bad press. Oh, jeez. And then he brings up Titan Quest. I was like, he brought up Titan Quest, and I was like, I'm playing Star Vortex. It's a new space ARPG. Pretty cool. Mark is a gamer. He is definitely a gamer. He's also said something I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say. He goes, he doesn't play like in the dev branch of the game. He plays the live client. So that he sees what people go through instead of just click, click, click. I have everything. That's pretty cool. 60% of the time, we're nice all the time. Is that right, Trevor? All right, what are you talking about? Star Vortex. You brought this up the other day. Star Vortex. Mm-hmm. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, my mic was off. I was talking the whole time. Thanks. I was just reading chat. Should I turn the mic off again? Star Vortex. All right. Tomorrow. Let's talk through tomorrow. I thought it was me. A break from the yelling. Tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be releasing a video in the morning. We have the THQ Nordic Showcase, and we have the Last Epoch dev stream. Did you watch the Titan Quest 2 gameplay deep dive? Not only did I watch it, I made a reaction video to it on YouTube. I posted it this morning. Man, I checked all my sound levels and even refreshed Twitch, then had no idea free roll ads. Boo! Come on, Rook. Oh, I'm going to watch that. Thanks. Gatekeeper 1.0 launch tomorrow. Good old Gatekeeper. I played the demo for Gatekeeper. There's too many things for me to watch tomorrow. I can't add in another game. Tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day. Tomorrow is going to be an interesting day. I believe the THQ Nordic Showcase is at 1. And dev streams at 2. Are we talking Crafton tomorrow? No. Tomorrow, we are not talking about Crafton, the acquisition of Crafton and EHG, Titan Quest 2 release, or subathon. None of those three things are being discussed. Blink twice if you've already played it. I cannot confirm nor deny anything that has to do with the game Titan Quest 2. Crafton with craft on. He blinked with both eyes. Oh, come on, guys. His NDA allows him to lie. What? What? NDA allows for blinking. He played the demo on stream. Yes, I have played Titan Quest. I've played the demo on stream. That's correct. Correct. That's fair. Yep. Guys, you guys believe me, right? Cajun, come on. You really think I would try and get a head start? I just want to know the release date. Guys? Discord game status may have told on you. What are you talking about? Aaron already has 1,437 items on sale in the Titan Quest 2 Bazaar. Have you tested the streamer client for Titan Quest 2? I may have a screenshot. You do not have a screenshot of me playing Titan Quest 2. Send it to me. Aaron, I swear we're having a technical intervention. What? What did I do? Subathon when, Myers. Thanks for the tier 1 sub. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. Subathon starts August 21st. I have a screenshot too. Just ignore that. It looks like MS Paint. Totally a screenshot. I don't think he has that. I think he's full of it. Does Titan Quest 2 have a shopping cart for Aaron? No. Titan Quest 2 attack speed and move speed recommended. Guilty. They're full of it. I just want Titan Quest 2 to release on PS5. Maybe it will. You know? Did you see that nervous look, though? I knew you didn't have anything. You just want Last Epoch, August 21st now. Everybody, all of your questions will be answered tomorrow. At what time is the THQ live? Now it's all coming out. I don't. Let's see. Let's see. It should be. Friday, August 1st, 12 p.m. PDT. Right? So I'm in Mountain Time, so 1 hour later. 1 p.m. Yeah, 1 p.m. Mountain Time. That means... Wait, how long does this normally go for? As long as it's not an hour, as long as it's not over an hour, which I doubt it'll be over an hour. Dev stream starts at 2. Yeah. Guys. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I got a lot of stuff to do tonight. I mean, I got to post the podcast. That's what I meant to. I got to get the podcast posted. So great show, man. And you will play Titan Quest 2 during the dev stream. What are you talking about? What are you, nuts? It's not released. Big guy, I'm glad you liked it. I got to get the podcast posted. I'm actually jealous. There's nothing to be jealous of. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. He blinked with both eyes again. I hope you all have a fantastic night. Thanks for hanging out for the podcast. Big W to Mark from Hell Clock. And I'll see you all tomorrow for the THQ Nordic Showcase. All right, bye, everyone.